Hello guys, welcome to another FU Money, today's special edition on a Sunday the 31st of October, and because there are a few things to celebrate today. So people are joining still here in the chat, and I will just I removed the sound from the Zoom session. So of course you guys, you know already this is a special edition and you can join the Zoom session and have a discussion live here on the FU Money podcast. And today, of course, we are celebrating something really, really important. It touches me really deep, which is the publication of the Bitcoin white paper on October 31st of 2008 by Satoshi Nakamoto. So it's a really important day, and that is one of the reasons that we have this podcast today, the special edition today on Sundays, when I usually don't do anything. I don't stream, I don't upload any videos to the main channel, and I don't do any technical analysis, which I will also not do today, because today is a different day. Today we celebrate the publication of the first white paper that was the origin of Bitcoin, which started just a few months later on the 3rd of January 2009, with the mining of the first block by Satoshi Nakamoto. So in his computer, on those days, you could still mine a block on a computer, probably a laptop or something like that. But today, of course, you can't do it anymore because it's really difficult. The difficulty of the algorithm is really, really hard. So normal computers cannot do that. So people are still joining here. I have the Zoom session going on. So if you want to join the Zoom session, of course, the link is on Twitter. I already posted it on Twitter. So if you guys go to my profile, you will see it there. My last post about this live stream is there, and it contains the link for Zoom session where you can join. Right now, the Zoom session is silent. I'm just going to do something before. I want to give you guys a video that was recorded in November 2017 and is about a conference where Andreas Antonopoulos, of course, many of you know this name. This is a very famous name in the space of Bitcoin and other stuff, also technology-wise. But I want to show you guys that video soon. So we are just going to wait for a bit so that more people can join. And of course, show themselves in the chat. Say hello, guys. Everyone saying hello in the chat so that we can at least publish a few messages here today. As I said, this is a special live stream because on Sundays I don't do anything. But today there is no time for ending the stream. It's as long as you want to go. I don't really care. It's a special day. It's a celebration day. So let's get it going. Let me see here who is in the chat right now. I will change this to the chat and see the messages here. So we have a few people joining already. We will wait a few more minutes before I pass the video on to you on the channel. And then we can continue the live stream with the Zoom session, of course. Don't forget, on Telegram, on the FU Money Telegram group, you have the link already published. It's the last message I sent to the group. On Twitter, also you have the link to the Zoom session on my last tweet. And also here on the video notes below the video, you also have the link if everything went fine and I was able to save it on time. Okay, so who is already showing here? Yeah, I guess Hugo is already in the Zoom session. But let's start. So some people are here already. João, welcome. And Rui is also here. And Pedro and Maria and Marco. So usual people here on the stream that sometimes we see them already. Andre is here too with her cat. And someone, which I don't remember this avatar, but I believe has been here before, by the name. And Javiera also here today, already becoming an OG of this podcast. So guys, if you want to join the Zoom session, I will not see it. I don't know how many people are there already. If there are too many or just one or two, I don't know. because I'm not seeing the application right now. The zoom is behind the image I'm transmitting today on this live stream. But as I said before, this is a very special one, very dear to me. And also the Zoom session is because of that, because we want to give you guys, so this is by plebs, for the plebs. This is for you guys, everyone that believes in Bitcoin and that loves Bitcoin as I do, as much as I do. And of course, we are all plebs here. There is no one superior to anyone else. We are all the same. So today the stream is yours, and that's why you can join the Zoom session. Don't forget, the links are on Twitter, Telegram, and below this video on the video notes. Okay, so I guess some people are here already. We can advance with the live stream, and I will probably pass to move on to the video that I wanted to show you guys. This is a 6-minute video. It's very short, but very, very powerful words by Andreas Antonopoulos. So let's take a look and let's start this live stream at its best with this video that I'm going to show to you guys now.
Thousands of engineers, software engineers, developers are training to use this new technology. The internet itself is changing very rapidly. Now we have autonomous agents that are using money on the internet, and these are, in many cases, beyond the controls of any jurisdiction. What are the large corporations going to do with this new magical, open, decentralized, neutral, borderless, censorship-resistant network? They're going to say, great, we'd like that, but could you take out the open, decentralized, borderless, neutral, censorship-resistant properties and package it with an SLA, a 12-month license, and control? Control for us. They will take the internet and they will make intranets. They will make closed gardens of boring, stale content that is fundamentally insecure, that sits in the backyards of corporations, adding a tiny bit of value, but outside of the participation of the global community, insulated from the wave of innovation that is happening all around us. They will create these intranets. They will claim victory. They will turn around and they will say, we invented blockchain. And they will be wrong, and they will fail. Because the real principle, the real exciting thing about this technology, it's not the blockchain, which is a database artifact that is created out of this protocol. It is the ability to achieve distributed consensus among parties that don't trust each other across great distances, without any central party, without any authority, without any intermediary. And that consensus from the outside looks chaotic. It looks messy. It looks weird. Well, everyone in this room already knows something that is open, flat, weird, and is not understood by corporations. The internet. We already did it once. We're going to do it again. And this time, we're going to bring the entire world with us. In the background of this grand story, there's another story that's playing out. After 25 years of the internet, it still takes 3 to 5 days to send money from here to a country that's not in Europe. It will still cost you $30, $40 to send money. And that's only if the country you're sending it to isn't a poor country, in which case it will cost far more and take far longer. A giant network of centralized, closed, corrupt systems that are sucking money out of the poorest people on this planet. In 2017, 2.5 billion people do not have access to banking. That means they have zero access to banking, cash-based only, and that's only counting heads of household, not their spouses, not their children. Clearly, they don't matter. That's according to the International Monetary Bank. Now, imagine what happens if you bring banking to an app, to a $20 Android, to everyone who has a smartphone. 3.5 to 4 billion people are on the internet today. Just over 1 billion people of those have banking, have full access to financial services. We're going to bring it to the other 6 billion. Fast. And this is going to change the world faster than the spread of cell phones. Imagine a $20 Android landing in a village in Kenya, and it's no longer just a communications device. It's a bank. Not a bank account, a bank. It can wire and receive funds from anywhere in the world. It can do lending or receive lending for a mortgage, to buy seeds for a field, to bring disaster relief. It can internationally connect every person on this planet, and we can do this within the next 10 years. The world will radically transform when you bring the capability of a broad economic inclusion to everyone in this world. Now, you would think that banks want to do this. You'd be wrong. It's not really profitable serving people who have little money, little connectivity, no access to ID in oppressed countries with terrible governments. Also, in most of those countries, the banks are criminals. They are criminal organizations, or really quite indistinguishable from the local mob. So how do we fix that? Up to now, the approach for all of these technologies, whether it was PayPal or any of the other technologies we've seen emerge in financial technology very, very slowly, was to carefully and politely ask for permission. Bitcoin is not asking for permission. We forgot to do that. And so we will proceed in banking the entire world without asking for anyone's permission. This protocol is now spreading. And if this one gets shut down, a 14-year-old with a copy of my book can rebuild it in a weekend in any programming language and launch it again with its new name. And again, and again, and again, until we succeed. The world is now connected. Finance is now an application, and money is a content type. Welcome to our new planet. Thank you.
And there you go, guys. Very, very powerful words. Bitcoin is not asking for permission. We forgot to do that. I believe this is also... oh, no, it's not there because the one I chose for the ticker was the Satoshi Nakamoto quote that if you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have the time to try to convince you. Sorry. This is now going on the ticker below. Okay, so let's take a look and see one more thing before we continue to the live Zoom session. I have here the Bitcoin Explorer. This is running alongside my full node. So many people know already I have a full node of Bitcoin running here at my home. I also have the Bitcoin Explorer installed on the same server, so I can search the blockchain. And just one really interesting thing that I always like to look at, which is block 0, which is the block that was mined on the 3rd of January 2009, the first block to be mined by Satoshi Nakamoto. And of course, we have the transaction here, and you guys can read the message that Satoshi Nakamoto printed on the blockchain forever, because it is forever. And this has exactly 707,588 confirmations right now, because this is the block height of the blockchain in Bitcoin. And here it is, the message that he printed on the first block with the first transaction of Bitcoin in the world. And this reads the times of 3rd of January 2009, and the headline of that news was Chancellor on brink of second bailout for the banks. So this was, of course, one of the big motivations of Satoshi Nakamoto to create Bitcoin, to give us the independence from the traditional financial system, and of course, more freedom to the world, free of inflation and corruption by governments and central banks and traditional banks also. So, as you guys can see, this is printed forever in the blockchain and will never be changed, as this is the block 0 and the one with the most confirmations to this date. So just another curiosity, this block was mined, so as you guys know, the blockchain is like a timestamp of everything that happens. and this was mined exactly 12 years ago, 9 months and 27 days. So we are just about to be 13 years old. Bitcoin is about to be 13 years old coming January the 3rd, and probably we will have another special edition of the FU Money podcast, just like today. But as this is done, let me just go and try to see if there is someone here at the Zoom session. So we have, let's see, gallery. So I guess we have only 2 people for now. Guys, don't forget to join. Just join the Zoom session if you want to participate here. And we have Paulo. Paulo, do you have your microphone on?
Yep.
Oh, here he is.
Hello.
Hi there. So we have at least one person. I guess everyone is shy to join the Zoom session today. I don't really know why, but let's put Paulo here on the speaker mode so that when Paulo is not showing his face, come on, man, we need someone to show here.
I don't know if my camera is working. It's not working.
It's not working.
Let me check.
Gallery mode, but I guess we don't have so many people so far, so I guess the webcam is not working for now. But
yeah,
guys, please join here while Paulo tries to fix that. And I also had Hugo here. Hugo Alexandre was also here. Hugo Alexandre, sorry, I forgot your name. I guess it's that. He was also on the Zoom session. And of course, I'm waiting for some more people to join. Let's see who has the courage to join here and discuss a bit of Bitcoin story and how they started on Bitcoin and what they think about it. So let me see. I'm trying to... Yeah, so this is not the best way to do it. I would not like to see myself here. Okay. I guess now there's only the gallery with everyone that joins, and we have no one here because Paulo is still with the webcam problems. So guys, who wants to join? The link is on Twitter, is on the Telegram, and below this video on the notes. I'm waiting for some people to have a nice discussion here about Bitcoin. Who wants to join us? I'm just asking some, also writing here on the chat. I guess everyone is everyone is ashamed of joining the stream, but let's see if someone decides to join here. In the meantime, I can also go to another interesting video that was done today. And this is here. This is a tribute that was done just recently.
We all shared a view about this tenuous fragility of the system.
The government implicitly says if everything goes wrong, we'll foot the bill.
Central institutions are failing.
People have trusted us enough to issue its debt in our currency.
Every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything.
If you explore how the existing monetary system works on a global level, it's a Rube Goldberg machine of just madness under the surface, and how the bottlenecks develop are really severe. And that really kind of shows up the most in emerging markets.
There are 6 billion people around the world that are living in places that don't have access to good financial services. Hyperinflation. They don't have the privileges that people in places with good financial systems do.
So all the money that my dad saved for me to basically go to college overnight is worth 50%.
In Cuba, Nigeria, China, Pakistan, Venezuela, Russia, Turkey, Argentina, Palestine, Zimbabwe, and elsewhere, Bitcoin is catching on and helping people escape tyranny and currency collapse.
Our leaders are afraid. We're hard-headed, we're not easily deceived by propaganda, and we stand up to our oppressors. Corruption, tyranny, abuse of power do not go on a break.
In these places, individuals are dealing with sanctions or embargoes placed on them because of the misdeeds of their corrupt rulers.
I feel like today, people like myself, we have actually the means and the power to fight. And there has never been a time in the world actually like that until Bitcoin came in 2008. Everything is possible because money is everything.
There's a guy named Chimbera, and I said, you know, my grandfather was a fisherman, and my dad was a fisherman, and I thought I was going to be a fisherman. I'm not like you. You got a Chase bank account, you get a debit card. I fish, nothing more, nothing less. Until Bitcoin, man, like I got hope. I scan the same QR codes you do. When Bitcoin goes up 10%, Michael Saylor makes a lot of money, so do I. So do I. Chimbera's never had a bank account, but he's got a Bitcoin wallet. Chimbera's never had a savings account, but he's got a hardware wallet.
Staying connected to the streets is number one. Meeting real people. Peer-to-peer electronic cash. That means human to human. That's what this is all about. And that's all we'll understand who we're actually helping.
And here we are, the second video I had for you guys today. Let me just remove that and go back to Zoom. It seems like Paulo has the webcam already. So let's see here. There you go. So many guitars, man.
There's some more on the slide.
Let me check
well,
the
my
song.
wife doesn't allow me to buy more, so
I guess
I'm on the limit.
What?
I said I want some more, but my wife doesn't let me have more.
Okay, so tell us a story. Tell us how you first heard about Bitcoin, and let's ask some more people to join us also, just to have a nice discussion here.
Well, it's a long story.
What year was that?
I guess 2011, more or less.
2011. So we have an OG here.
Yeah.
Original gangster.
But I only started actually working on Bitcoin on 2016 because I was worked for a company and I was leading research on digital identity there, and Bitcoin came into play on that context of having a distributed digital identity on the blockchain. So that was my start in there. So I started with the technology part of it, not the financial part of Bitcoin. And my interest is now it's split between the financial part and investing and the revolution that it brings, but the technical part also.
The fundamentals, right? The freedom and the banking of everyone in the world, and free of the corrupt banks and governments. Which was actually the main idea behind Bitcoin when Satoshi started this, right?
Yeah. So it's all of this comes up from the cyberpunk movement of freedom, on technical freedom, and it's all a lot of it. The idea of digital money, it's something that was on the research side for a long time already. So I think Bitcoin was the culmination of a lot of experimental ideas, and finally made joining the technical parts with the economic components that make something interesting, and it actually works. So having the technical components with the economic incentives for a system that allows for digital money to actually work.
So 2011, you've seen Bitcoin for many years, many more than I did. I started in 2015 to research about Bitcoin. That was the first year I heard about the word Bitcoin itself. So I started to research during 2016. I bought my first one on 2017 already, the beginning of the year. So I didn't get the really nice prices. But yeah, I guess you did. I guess you did.
Well, but I actually didn't get Bitcoins until a lot later. And between 2016 and 17, when I actually started working on this and taking a look more in depth into it, I believed in the technology, but I thought the regulatory risk would block it from growing where it is now. So that made me not invest in it, and I now regret it because I could have made a lot of money. But at that point, I thought that when Bitcoin got to a point where was actually financially relevant, I thought the regulatory crackdown would come and try to kill it. But I think they were sleeping at the wheel and they let Bitcoin pass the point of no return. And I think now the market is in a place where there's no coming back from it. So now it's like Michael Saylor says, most of the regulatory risk has been, at least for Bitcoin, has been removed. And now it's just adding strength to it. So more regulatory clarity will only be beneficial to Bitcoin because it allows to have ETFs and all of those stuff that will basically make it disseminated out to most of the population. So now there's no coming back from it, I think. from my point of view.
So when did you buy your first Bitcoin then? Which year?
2019, I think. And then I started going actually into the market this year, started the year and more strongly in April. So I started actually trading in April.
When? This year?
April.
This year?
This year, yeah.
Damn, so you started a bit later than you first heard about Bitcoin. Many years later.
Yeah,
then.
a lot later. Yeah, because like I said, I started working on that because of the technical parts, but then I believe that the regulatory risk would not allow it to grow, and then I forgot I didn't track it for a long time, and then I started, okay, let me look at this because this is starting to look a little bit interesting again. And then I started actually looking from the trading perspective just before the market went down. So I went into the market a little bit and then
usually that happens.
Yeah, but I didn't stop, and actually I made most of the money during the period that we went down.
Mm-hmm.
And I made money going down, and then in July it was then already from then I was on the green always. So.
Well, I started, as I said, I bought my first Bitcoin beginning of 2017. Then I went through the bull market, riding those Bitcoins to close to 20K on December. And then, as this was my first year, of course, very stupid, I didn't sell any. So I went through the bear market also 2 more years or 2.5 years more, riding the same wave and making absolutely no profits because I didn't sell any at the top in 2017. But then now we are again riding this wave to the second bull cycle. So this is my second bull cycle and your first, I guess.
Yeah.
So I hope people don't make the same mistakes.
No, but are you happy that you didn't sell in the top of the 2017?
Yeah, actually, I can say that from all the Bitcoins I bought, probably I sold like less than 1% or 2% so far, taking some profits sometime along the way. But the majority is still there. So all the Bitcoins I bought in 2017 are still at the same place, same wallet, and everything very well secured, so I don't touch them. This is my hodl position, but in any case, the main purpose is, of course, to have the financial freedom, and then if you can get some profits also, that's good, and improve your life. So so I guess that's what the majority of people are doing. Although we have a lot of people also just thinking about the profits, and I guess they forgot a bit about the main message created in 2008 and 2009. But in any case, that's what you have. Any funny stories you have so far? I know you also do leverage sometimes, and you trade in the markets with leverage. The majority of people sometimes lose a lot of money in leverage. Have you had any problems with that regard or something like that?
Well, I'm starting to experiment with that, but as I'm aware of the risks, so I control them, so that I have limits for what I'm doing, and I'm so like learning as I go. So it's like I'm making an investment. So part of the money I'm putting there, if I lose, I take it as a lesson. Okay, so I only got liquidated once, I think in this month. Actually, it was last week. I got liquidated, and because I was stupid, and I doing this on the side, so I work also. So sometimes I don't have the time to put in that I should be. If you are trading the market more actively and using leverage, you have to have more time for it, and I didn't put the time that I needed, so I got liquidated, but was like something controlled.
I got liquidated so many times already, man. So I almost completely stopped trading with leverage, and I'm not doing it anymore, I guess. So,
but I discovered something that I didn't know, that I already thought as a strategy, but I didn't know how to do it until I discovered that option last week. That's like I was trying to use a hedge strategy, and I didn't know that it was possible for you to have different positions at the same time on Binance. There's a feature that you can open longs and shorts at the same time. So that works like a charm. I've been trying that strategy. Actually, I have a trade running right now on Link. There I was leveraging, was long.
Shitcoin.
Man, yeah. I'm making money where I can make money, and things that have more volatility are the places that you can make money. So Bitcoin is cool, but it's not going to give you the same movements that the other coins have. And basically, right now, Bitcoin is moving. Bitcoin moves the market, so the other ones move with Bitcoin. So I do most of my analysis on Bitcoin, but then most of the volatility is on the other side. So we use that side to make money, and then convert it to Bitcoin. Well,
yeah. Basically, my strategy. Basically, my strategy is also to have a big hodl position, which I try to increase with trading. So I usually use only 10% of my net value for trading, and I keep 90% in my cold storage. So my entire net value is basically in Bitcoin right now. I've transformed a lot of real estate and stuff like that over the years into Bitcoin, and now I just use 10% to try to increase my position of my hodl position a bit more. So that's my basic strategy. So I guess it's very similar.
What did you do? You But actually, I have a question for you. I think I already asked you this when we met personally. But what do you do to make more money on your Bitcoin position? Do you lend it out? Do you use?
No, I don't. I would never put any Bitcoins of mine in any lending platform or stuff like that. I'm the only one with the keys, and they don't move away from my wallet. I would never do that, and I really find it strange that people put their Bitcoins into lending platforms, and that's a risk that I would never take with my own Bitcoin. So I don't do anything. My Bitcoins are just, being there at the cold storage, and every time I trade with those 10%, I try to increase the position, and that's it. Usually I make more money with those 10% than people do if they lend the Bitcoin by year. So
but if you lend it, you get the returns on the increase in price from Bitcoin.
Yeah, but it's a risk.
The interest rate.
Yeah, but it's a big risk if you do that. So
well, it depends on when you're lending, but there's also solutions where you have the custody of the Bitcoin, so you can lend lend it from your cold wallet. So,
well, yeah, but I prefer to have my cold wallet completely isolated from the world and no one knowing that even exists. So we're not talking. Well, okay. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 Bitcoins, of course. So that's my problem is that. So it's my entire financial life in that wallet. Actually, several wallets. I have several, but in any case.
But you can use part of that position, right? Okay. you don't necessarily need to put all the eggs in one basket. But well, my strategy is basically to make what I'm aiming for is to create a stream of passive income based on my Bitcoin assets that I can then live on. So to do that, you can't only have the Bitcoins in cold storage and depend on that. I need to make it work for me and produce more incomes from that. So that's my strategy. So
I guess
I'm willing to take some risk for that.
Yeah, so that's the part where I don't want to take that risk. I prefer to have my 90% really isolated from the internet and whatever, any other connections, everything. So, it's too much. It's very important. Too important right now for me to have it in any other way. But I mean, it's just a risk that if you are willing to take the risk, that's okay. But I'm not willing to take that risk right now.
New ones?
What's that? Oh, Trezor. you have your image mirrored, so I could not read it. Yeah. I guess people continue to be ashamed to join the Zoom session. So everyone was really keen to do this, and then I'm also inviting some other people, Ugly Old Goat and Tone Vase. I don't know if Tone joined already, but he was talking with me right now on Telegram. I don't know if he's going to join soon, but we will probably have a nice discussion if Tone joins, and also Ugly Old Goat joins here. And guys, if you are on the chat, you can just oops.
But I was telling you that on Binance the options for you to open long and short positions at the same time. So as the market went, I opened a long, and as the market was starting to go down and go against my long, I opened the short. I fixed my position there. So now the margin of my account doesn't move because I opened my short half of my long. So now I have more leverage, more space for the position to go down. I made it got down to 2K on the short. I closed the short, so I made money there, 2K, and now I have 3K of downside that it's not realized. So the market now it's recouping, and I'm getting back all of that money. So I made 3K on the downside.
I never use that option actually, because I usually I used to have my leverage trading on Kraken. As I told you, some
it's possible to do that.
No, I guess unless there's some hidden feature there, but I don't really know because I never found it. So I guess there's no feature like that. But as I've cut all my leverage trading with Binance because I guess it was a bit. Man, I was being liquidated too many times to be just a coincidence.
Yeah, you said that. you suspect that they were liquidating.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I had my stop loss in some level, and then just by $1 or $2 I was liquidated, and this was a really big space between the price action and the stop loss, and sometimes it just went there. It seemed like they were just making fun of me. Because of $1 or $2, I got liquidated several times, so it was too much of a coincidence for me.
But I was getting a lot of stopped out of positions, a little bit, and that's why in the last week I made made those questions, because I was having trouble defining my stop losses on the positions. But now with this hedging. Now I'm using a strategy where I'm giving 300 euros of margin to the position, and if it goes below 300, I open a short on that, and then it can go down as much as it wants because I'm not losing money, I'm making money, and then when I see the market revert, I close the short and let it go right up. So I think that way it works better.
So I guess you are one of the few guys making money with leverage, because 95% I hear that lose money with leverage.
I still didn't lose money.
So that's good. That's good.
My account I opened with $250, and I'm up like 150%. Not losing money yet.
So I guess you also have that strategy to increase your hodl position then. So you use some leverage, you trade a bit, and then you increase, and then you keep it in cold storage, something like that. But you also stake it, right?
Right now I'm not staking, but I'm planning on when I ride this bull market, then I'm getting out the market, converting some part into money to then re-enter when on the bottom, and some parts to stake to create some passive streams of income. So basically, I'm moving part of my Bitcoin to create those streams of passive income, and some parts I will convert to money and re-enter the market later. At least that's my plan. Now all depends on execution, right? Because most of this is execution, right? So I will see if I can execute it right.
Okay, Paul, what do you think we should say to those guys at the chat to join us here and lose their stop being ashamed of appearing in a live stream?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the chat. The chat has a lot of people discussing it there. We have a lot of people here, but I guess everyone is just afraid to join the Zoom session.
Well, they can do it without camera if that's the
exactly. Guys, you can join without a camera if you are afraid of showing your face there. I'm also waiting for some. I also invited some people today. Yesterday, by the way, I invited Tone Vase, and he just spoke to me right now on Telegram, asking if this was already going. So I don't know if he's going to join soon. Ugly Old Goat was also invited, and so many others, known Bitcoiners, also known as Bitcoin maximalists, many of them. But yeah, Paulo. Yeah.
Stone Vase came to chat to the stream would be cool. To ask him some questions.
Yeah, Tone Vase is of course a maximalist like I am, and although the topic today should not be trading only, but I guess Tone has also a lot of knowledge about decentralization, and I'm sure that he's going to, if he joins us here, I'm sure that Tone Vase is also going to put shitcoins in their place and say a lot of crazy stuff about shitcoins, just like I do sometimes. But that's the main point today. We are here to celebrate the Bitcoin white paper, and this is the important thing today. So I guess no one will mind if we talk, some bad things about shitcoins today.
I don't mind. Actually, I don't have. I'm not emotionally connected to any of this.
Right? Yeah.
No, it's basically I'm here. My interests are technical and making money, and if there are good points in any of shitcoins or Bitcoin, whatever, I'm interested in it.
Yeah, so it just reminded me. I did not even introduce you to everyone watching the stream right now, and I guess there's a lot of people because I have really high numbers compared to other streams. So just for everyone to know, I know Paulo personally because we worked together years ago in the same company, and he's a developer. So maybe you can introduce yourself a bit. So what do you do, and what kind of projects do you work on? Are you working in any blockchain projects, by the way?
Not right now. So I was working on that when I worked for, I don't know, like 4 years for a company called VisionBox, and I lead their digital identity research. They basically do the border control systems, those biometric border control systems. And I was working on moving your passport to a digital wallet on your phone and use it to go through borders with that. So the standards that are required for that are high. So in terms of securing that information, making sure that the data is correct and is valid and not forged, and also securing that information on your phone. So creating a wallet that can resist hacking, can resist a lot of being forged. It's an interesting field that merges a lot of technical aspects that are also on Bitcoin. So the cryptographic part, so esoteric cryptography that is used sometimes on Bitcoin, they're also in that realm. So making sure that the information that you use, it's only the information required. So control all of those privacy aspects and all of that was something that was on my research there. So that was one of the points where I looked more in depth into Bitcoin, into smart contracts and all of that. Also, I don't know if I can talk about this, but I think I can. Well, there are things that I can talk about. But one of the things that we were looking into is that when you travel, your information, when you scan your passport, that information is checked against a government database for false documents, for people that are looked by the police, and also if you have a visa or not. And one of the things that the governments want to do is to have an advance notice. So basically, your information is sent to your destination, so the government that can verify before you even enter the plane. And doing that with control of the information, with guarantee that your privacy is respected, and all of that is something tricky and something that we're looking into. The other thing is actually a system that was implemented this year. It's in Europe. It's called the entry-exit system. Basically, when you enter the Schengen space, you are entering then a border-free space, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, but when you enter, for example, you enter in a country and you exit the other country, because the systems are not connected, they were having difficulty tracking people entering and exit the Schengen space. Now there's this entry-exit system that basically gives a unified view. So when you enter the Schengen space, like in Spain, and you exit in Portugal, that is controlled. Those two movements are connected, and they basically know if when you enter and exit the Schengen space.
So actually you are helping surveillance on every one of us.
On that aspect, yeah. Sorry. For the last 3 years, I've been working on leading a team on AI product for financial fraud detection at Fizai. That's a Portuguese company that works on AI systems for financial transaction detection, fraud detection.
So I guess your work on blockchain software is just a hobby and not professionally done, right?
Not right now. Yeah, right now.
So it's just like a hobby right now. If you develop something for the blockchain, okay. Well, are you at least investigating developing some stuff on Bitcoin blockchain?
Yeah, so I have an interest on the smart contract part, and also basically on smart contract validation. I think that's an area, and integrity. I think that's the area that's of interest to me, and that I think is going to grow a lot because the number of smart contracts being hacked with bugs and protocols being hacked is like ridiculous. So I put that to the marketing maturity, but I think that's where the future is going. And as we grow, the need for better contracts, to automatic systems that validate the contract and do code checking against that, I think it's going to be an area that's going to grow, and I'm looking into that. In my career, I started like like 2 companies right now, and I flipped it, and I'm thinking maybe doing it first. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe.
Someone is asking here. Let me check chat. So Gonçalo Carvalho is asking, and that work was in Portugal?
I guess he's talking about the Vision Box work.
Yeah, probably when you were explaining about the passports and all that tracking.
Yeah, it was in Portugal. Yeah.
But the company is Portuguese also, or?
Yeah, it's Portuguese. Yeah. But they basically they produce those gates that you have on Portuguese airports, the biometric gates, and the border
I've passed over there, and I guess I told you that personally when we met some time ago, that I was trying to scan my passport and never working. So I had to go to the normal one where there's someone there checking the passport. But sometimes it happens, I guess.
But well, the times that I use it traveling, we worked like a child.
This was around 2014 or something like that when I tried.
Those were the first ones, I think.
Yeah, so I guess it was a very recent technology, and was not working properly because I couldn't scan my passport. I tried it several times, and then it said, "Just please go around and go to some manual checking over there," and something like that. And I had to go, I had to go and take my passport to
when it doesn't work.
I guess it was trying to take a picture of my face and then comparing with the passport, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I know I had to stand in some place, and then there was a camera trying to scan my face and comparing to the passport. I guess my face was a bit different from the picture on the passport or something like that, probably, and it didn't get scanned.
So the gate reads the picture that is on your on the chip on the eSIM on your passport, and then it takes a picture. There's a camera there, and it does liveness detection also, because there's the new ones there's an infrared camera from Intel, but the older ones had the camera from the Kinetic, so it does to do liveness, so make sure that it's actually a person there and not a dummy or whatever. And then it checks the photo from your the SIM on your passport against the live capture, and then the checks on the database. And if it's a match, and then it lets us go through. Actually, the algorithm that we use on those gates was also developed in Portugal, and is was number 3 on the NIST evaluation for biometric checks. So there's a NIST, the standard agency in the US. They ran a global competition for biometric matching algorithms, and our Vision Box algorithm was placed like in number 3 in the world in terms of accuracy and speed of matching, because there's a lot of details on those algorithms, because you have to match against different populations. So the same algorithm doesn't work as well in Caucasians as it works on Asians, for example.
Different races, and
there's a lot. Yeah, and there's a lot of details of, for example, if the gate is positions against a window, for example, the light and all of that changes the accuracy of the algorithm, because of the photo is different, and then the quality changes. All of that is things that you have to manage on those algorithms. So it's difficult to do.
All the plebs are ashamed today. I got a few answers here saying
this is turning into an interview of me.
Yeah, it's becoming an interview with you. Exactly. I'm trying to find some more questions here on the chat. I guess it's not easy because people are not using the mention function. So I have to scroll up and down to see if anyone is asking anything. There's a few crazy messages also, which I will not put online here on screen.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin is Actually, it's a question that will turn into two.
Okay.
So it's Taproot. Taproot is coming. As I was saying, one of my interests is basically, I think smart contracts will be one of the killer applications for this technology sooner or later. Will not be the first one, but I think will be the killer application in my point of view. Okay, so on the Bitcoin side, Taproot is coming. Taproot tries to address
it's supposed to happen during November now.
Yeah. So what's your view on that in terms of the smart
oh man, if you're going to ask me technical questions, we are I'm completely effed. I'm completely effed because I did not research the technical side of Taproot. So I guess you are much better than I am in that area.
And the market side of it. So the impact you think is
the things I've been I have to confess I did not read a lot yet. I just upgraded my full node to be able to handle Taproot when this happens. But the things I've been hearing is that it will improve a lot privacy and the way transactions work. So this will become a bit more, faster for the blockchain to work. The main blockchain, I'm not talking about Lightning Network now, but the main blockchain will work faster and it will improve privacy also because of the way transactions will interact with each other. So, but I don't have any technical details I can share with you because I did not research that. But I don't know if you researched it already, or if you read something about the technical details of Taproot, and you can share it with us.
No, not in depth. Just a little bit about what actually was that I didn't know like a month ago, and I already know about Bitcoin script, so I know that and I tried it. I worked with that, but I didn't look into how Taproot was going to extend that any capability, and if it's Turing complete or not, and the possibilities of that. I'm not like super versed in terms also of oracles in the blockchain, in the Bitcoin blockchain, so I don't know how that works there. So there's something I think it's interesting and something that I want to research more. I didn't get the time yet to do it, and so my job and all of the managing this bull run has been taking all of my time, and I didn't get to do a lot more research on that. But something that I'm interested in taking a bigger look into.
I guess we have. Sorry, continue, please.
No, I had something else that I wanted to ask you that now is slipping my mind.
No worries. We have a question here from the chat, but I will start to tell people that if you want to ask any questions, you have to join the Zoom session, so that we have more people here to discuss personally and face to face or voice to voice, as whatever you want to call it. So Eye of Horus asks, what is the programming language used in those systems? Is it any proprietary language? I don't know if he's talking about the passport stuff or the Taproot that we just started to discuss now. Probably about the passport stuff, I guess.
Well, the passport stuff, the division box system is mostly C#. And some Java on the systems that I was working on, and some C++ for the Bluetooth stuff that I was doing also, because one of the innovations that we were trying to was to develop a protocol over Bluetooth that would allow you to, as you approach the gate, to actually do the transaction without taking your phone out of your pocket. So the gate would detect you when you approached it, would do all of the transaction, and start the verification without you having to reach for your phone. That was the goal. on the current version of Bluetooth, the version Bluetooth 5.0, it's a lot easier. On the previous version of Bluetooth, that was a lot harder. So we have to do develop basically two protocols over Bluetooth. Use one of the transport layers protocols of Bluetooth that is called L2CAP, and over that do some proprietary protocols to allow it to do that. But basically got to and then we had to develop all of the hardware to put on the gate. So the antenna and all of that, so the gate could detect you and talk Bluetooth with your phone. So we got to, when you approach the gate would detect you and will start the verification, and your identity, your information would get transmitted from the phone to the gate, and then the process will run. And that's there's the version of that I think is on trial on our Lisbon airport. It's called the quick verification corridor or something like that. That you have one corridor that you can pass, and the authentication is done on the fly with cameras that are positioned on the ceiling, and a camera that is positioned on the beginning of the corridor, and is done at distance, so you don't have to stop to get verified. Basically, you do a pre-enrollment where you on the kiosk and you put your passport, your information is collected, and your biometric is like a biometric hash is generated, and then when the live capture is done on that corridor without you having to stop. So you enter that zone, you are detected, the capture is done, the matching is done, and if you are okay, you can just go through without having any gates or any of that.
Okay, I guess Eye of Horus is satisfied, and we have a question from Javiera.
Hey, aren't those guys going to join?
I don't really understand why people don't like to join. This is so informal, so informal here. It's not like you're joining the news on CNN or Fox News or something like that. So let's see. We have a question from Javiera. What is your strategy when the bear market starts? I ask because I don't like alts, so I guess you are going to hodl until next bull market. I guess this question is for me, but we can also extend it to Paulo. So for me, what I usually do is, well, I don't usually do because I only had one bull market so far, and this is the second one. But the first one I missed it completely because I was very inexperienced by that time, so I did not sell, I did not even sell 1% of my position then. So I guess I didn't make too much profit there. I had to hodl during the bear market, but right now, if we go to the top of the bull cycle as I'm expecting, I'm already preparing to transform some, positions that I have into fiat, and then hodl during the bear market. So I guess I had a problem here. I don't know what happened, but some electricity problem here at the house. I guess we did not end the stream so far. So is it everything working? Can you hear me, Paulo?
Yeah, it's still online.
Okay, so I guess it was some kind of short circuit in the other place of the house, but anyway, this one is still working, so I'll find here, I guess. Yeah. So basically my strategy is to try to sell a percentage of my not my hodl, but a percentage of my trading positions, and then probably, I don't even know, but I already discussed this on the Telegram group, that it could be something like, instead of just transforming Bitcoin into fiat, which will of course suffer from the inflation, I was even thinking about buying some gold to go through the bear market in Bitcoin if this happens to be a long one. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. There's one thing I want to do, which is I have to transform some part of my trading positions into fiat or probably gold or something like that and go through the bear market after this, which I don't believe will be exactly like the one we had in 2017, because by then we went down 85%. I don't really believe we are going down 85% again in the price of Bitcoin. So let's see how that goes, but there's several possible strategies there. I would prefer to turn it into gold instead of fiat in any case, because gold maintains the hedge against the inflation, so it's also a good strategy if you want to transform some or part of your you know, trading positions into something else while the bear market goes. I guess we have someone else here. So Paulo, maybe you want to answer Javiera also. And
sure.
And welcome, sure. Vedant. Just a second. Welcome. I don't know if he has the microphone on, but we cannot hear anything. So just welcome to someone which is not speaking right now, but in any case. Okay, guys. Oh, I can hear someone here. Hello? I guess we lost the audio again. Well, Paulo, you can answer, and guys, I will just take a few seconds to check what happened here, because I heard something with electricity, and part of the house is now dark, so I have to check it. But while Paulo is answering, I will take a few seconds off screen, and I will be back right away, okay? Okay, Paulo, just tell us about your strategy here for the exit when the top occurs.
So, like I was saying previously, my idea is to, at more or less at the top of this bull market, to convert at least, I don't know, 30 to 40% of my positions into cash again, into fiat or stable coins, so that I can re-enter the market during the bear market, and the rest to convert it to maintain it into Bitcoin or gold. I was looking into Pax Gold probably, and into Bitcoin to put it into a situation where I can create a passive income from it, like lending into a lending platform of some kind. I'm looking into those possibilities because I would like to get some revenue, some passive income from that, from my hodl position also during the bear market. So that's more or less the overall of my strategy, my exit strategy. At this point, like I'm still researching if, for example, Pax Gold would be a good option. That's one of the questions that I want to also discuss with Hugo, is if he is looked into that, or if someone in the group has any experience with Pax Gold, would be a good option instead of actually buying gold. And also in terms of lending platforms, I've been looking to Celsius, as I think is one of the best options in the market and the one with less risk. And also into the possibility of having staking possibilities for Bitcoin, where you don't have to, you don't lose the control of your Bitcoin. So no non-custodian staking possibilities for Bitcoin. I'm trying to research some of those possibilities, and that's it.
Hey guys, sorry for that. So yeah, I had a short circuit here at my home. I'm glad it did not affect the stream.
It was lucky. It was lucky.
What a crazy day to have this kind of problem. Anyway, so I'm sorry, Paulo. I did not quite hear your answer. I was trying to solve this, but oh man.
But actually, part of my answer, I was talking about, like you said, I was also looking into gold as part of my exit strategy, But I was looking into Pax Gold instead of actually owning gold. That's just a pain in the ass because.
So you're talking about paper gold.
Pax Gold.
Pax is not.
Pax.
So what's that? Can you explain it?
It's like a token that basically is 1-to-1 with gold. So
pegged. It's pegged to the gold. It's a token that it's pegged to the gold price.
Yeah,
how's the song?
It's a token that.
How's that song?
Wait a second.
How's that?
Sorry?
This is the song.
Okay, I guess they don't even know they have the microphone on.
I don't think so. You can mute it.
Yeah, it's muted now.
It's Pax Gold is from Paxos, that the company that also issues the stable coin.
Wait a second.
Believe us.
Now it dropped.
Okay. So that's what happens when you publish the link for the Zoom session.
Okay. So I was talking about Pax Gold. Pax Gold is from Paxos, the company that also has the stablecoin USP. I don't know what it's called there. They have a US pegged stablecoin, and also they have a US gold pegged coin. So basically, you buy in gold, you get the token, and the token represents I don't know how many ounces of gold. Basically, a physical ounce of gold that they put into a safe, and there's the match. So you're not getting. It's not a pool of gold that you have apart. They actually get a bar of gold and put into a safe. So your token represents that bar of gold.
And how do you know that?
It's a way for you can check it. They have like a monthly audit, and you can check the exact number to match the bar of gold.
I hope the audit is not like the Tether one.
Well, I think you have to trust the audit company, or less that you don't put your money there. But the idea that it's a lot easier. Sorry?
Where do you buy that token?
You can buy it on Binance or wherever they are listed on a lot of exchanges. PaxG, it's called PaxG.
But sorry, I didn't get that. Is that an exchange or something?
No, it's can get it on Binance. The ticker is PAX, PAXG.
Okay. Let me just go to my. Can you tell me the website where this is?
Yeah, I think it's called Paxos, the company. Yeah.
Okay.
I can put it in. There's a chat, I think, for the stream.
Zing zing.
Some kids. So I put in the link on the chat from the stream.
Okay.
And so the product is called PaxG, tokenized gold.
I guess people are finding this really funny to have those crazy people here. Just getting there. So everyone is joining this instead of the people here watching the stream. I don't really know why. You guys are not. The people that should join the stream is not joining the stream, so that's funny. Okay, let's. Oh, you sent me here the Paxes. Okay.
Yeah.
I will check this later. Probably it's an option if you don't want to buy physical gold. So.
Yeah, I was looking into that because buying physical gold is a pain in the ass. So.
What other strategies would you consider if you see that we are reaching a top and then we could, go down for some time?
Well, my idea is to liquidate, like, I don't know, at least 40% of my holdings into fiat or stable coins. so that I can re-enter the market later, and the rest to put it into Bitcoin and hodl and basically landed it into a lending platform like Celsius. I think Celsius is the number one in Europe. It's the one with less risk in terms of regulatory risk and in terms of security. Is the most, at least the research that I've done, is the biggest company with less, with the, I think this less riskier company to do platform to do that. And also, like I said, I was looking to options where you can stake your Bitcoin without losing the keys, without basically transferring your Bitcoin to them. So a non-custodian solutions. I think there are some in the market. They pay less. They pay less interest, but they are more secure. But that part I still researching. So basically, between those two, my idea is to liquidate 40% so I can re-enter the market later. I'm betting that we're going to get to between 130 and 150k, and then we're going to retrace like 70 to 60%. So
your prediction is 150k.
Yeah, 20 to 50, I think.
I would say a bit higher, and Plan B is also discussing the possibility of having a bit higher price. So yeah, he said around 200 something, maybe 300 maximum for this one.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm more conservative.
Yeah, me too. I'm a bit more conservative than Plan B. I believe that this is probably going to go around 150, 250. Something in that area, and then probably we will retrace. One thing I don't believe is that we are going to have a retracement bigger than probably 60, 70, maximum 70%, probably 60%. I don't see it going much higher than that. I mean, I don't see it going as big retracement as we had in 2017.
Actually, I think my belief that the retracements will be smaller is increased a lot, because now with all of the ETFs, there's a lot more institutional money in the market. So the market is completely different. It's changing. The morphology of the market is changing because all of the money that is getting into it. So the volatility has to be lower. More money, more market cap, the volatility has to be lower. So that's my idea for that.
So guys, who wants to join here again? I'm asking anyone on the chat to join if you guys want to do it. Paul, you're getting very dark now.
Yeah, sorry. It's getting dark.
Yeah, you're darker. I guess you have no lights on there.
No.
Let's see if anyone else has told me anything here about joining. Ugly old goat probably still sleep. Oh, much better now, man. And Tone didn't say anything else, so I don't know. I don't know, probably Tone is having dinner because he is in Dubai, so I guess they are a few hours ahead of us. And... man, so many memes here. Everyone is...
Actually, I'm not looking at the YouTube chat, but maybe I should, because most of the action is there.
Yeah, because people are afraid to join. I don't really understand why. You know, we get some people here that are not even supposed to be here today, but I guess none of the rest in the chat want to join us. I don't know why. People are really ashamed of showing their faces. Just show your voices then. You're not obligated to anything, so you can just turn off the camera and join. I wonder where are Alex and Tiago also. I don't see them here in the chat. I guess there are no questions here right now. Oh, Crypto Dealer is here. I'm working, bro. Working on a Sunday. Wow, man. Okay, I'm going to post here on the chat because some people are asking how do you join the Zoom session. I will just wait a second, guys. I will do it here. Okay. And I will post it on the chat now. Anyone on the chat wanting to join, I'm just posting right now the link. So you just have to click that link and it will open Zoom, okay? If you have Zoom installed, of course. So use the link that is now on the chat, and if we continue to have some crazy people joining this, I will change the link and invite everyone again. So without the password being published except for the chat on YouTube.
Someone here is saying that Celsius is very risky. It's
oh man, no shit coins today, man. Please no shit coins today. Today is only for Bitcoin.
Jose S. Bam. I would like to know why.
Yeah, he said, yeah, that's exactly. Jose asked us, how do you join? Where is the chat here? I hope you guys got the link, so you just have to join with the link. I don't know if anyone else joined already. And who was asking was here. Okay, Jose Bam, how do you join? So I just published the link on the chat, and you guys can click the link and it will, if you have Zoom open, or if you don't, it will install Zoom, and then you can join us and participate in the discussion. Okay, so just continue.
While we are talking, I think the market is flipped and we're going up right now.
We are going up?
We're going up across the board. Bitcoin is going up.
Okay, so
and the other ones also.
Let me just take a look at that. So I'm just going to move a bit
which
away.
Is good for my longs.
That's good for your longs. Let's see what's happening here.
While we were talking, I closed my short on Link.
Yeah, so actually, yeah, so we have bounced already twice from the top of the wedge, the descending wedge, and we are now going a bit up again, but I'm afraid we have 3 moving averages just ahead, so it will be a hard time for Bitcoin to overcome that one today. Let's see how that goes. Let's go back to Paulo. I wonder if I can detach this window from here and just have the window. I guess your webcam is 4:3.
I'm using the iPhone.
Oh, you're using the iPhone.
Well, I have a problem on the iPhone.
You can put it horizontally, I guess, and have the 1080 by something.
No, because of my stand doesn't allow it to flip.
Oh, okay. So you are vertically. Okay. So, guys, I published the link. Is anyone going to join us today to celebrate the Bitcoin white paper?
So wasn't Jose SBM going to join?
Yeah, I'm waiting for him. He says he's installing Zoom. Installing Zoom right now. So I hope we have someone else. And guys, and girls on the audience, just install Zoom, click the link and join the discussion here. Let's make it a bit more dynamic. Okay, we have someone else here. Let's see if this is a legit one. We cannot hear you, so if you are on mute or you're okay, connected to audio now. Do we have video or not?
See if this is a legit one.
Hi guys.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm not sure if I have sound.
Yeah, you have. You do have sound. I am listening. Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Do we have video or not?
Maybe you want to turn down the volume from YouTube because we are hearing ourselves with an echo.
You do have sound. I am can hear you very well.
I have a fucking lag of a few seconds, not a few seconds.
Yeah, but don't
about-
look at YouTube. Just look at Zoom, because that's the main thing you should look at. Forget YouTube, because that will be always delayed.
Yeah, okay. Then let me mute YouTube, or I'm gonna get a bit confused. Yeah, I was mentioning Celsius. Celsius is a shitcoin.
Yeah, today is Bitcoin Day. Today is Bitcoin Day. No
Yeah.
shitcoins here.
Yeah, but you mentioned it. You mentioned it.
Celsius also allows you to lend bitcoins.
Hey,
Yeah,
we have people joining finally.
I think it's a bit risky. I mean, I'm not sure about custodial collateral or not, but I'm guessing it's not. I'm not sure.
Hello.
Hey, Pedro.
Hey.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi.
Okay, guys. So introduce yourselves and tell us your experiences with Bitcoin. So let's start with ES. Who is ES, by the way? I don't know. I don't have your name there.
No, it's a different name here. It's Jose from the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a maxi. I'm a what they call a toxic maxi. So
So you're just like me.
For me too. Yeah. I've been in the space for a few years, but my conviction has grown for the last years. That's grown immensely, and I can't stand shitcoins. I mean, it's a trap. It's a trap for noobs.
So when did you hear about Bitcoin for the first time then?
I guess it was 2011 or 2012. I was stupid. I was buying a computer at the time. I was picking up the pieces from everywhere, and I realized the graphics were expensive because of Bitcoin mining at the time was made with graphic cards, and I was intrigued by it. So I ended up buying an actual better one that I was intending to, because the other one wasn't available because it was all stocked out by miners, and I actually started. I tried to mine Bitcoin at the time. I had the Bitcoin core for a few, but I didn't understand Bitcoin. I was stupid. I was really stupid at the time, and I was alternating Bitcoin core with SETI. I don't know if you know what SETI is. That thing for the alien signals.
Oh, SETI. You mean the
SETI,
yeah. I also had that many years ago, but this was many years ago.
Yeah. And another one, like it was Fold or something like that. It was some science.
Fold. Yeah.
I had those things running in the background, and I didn't understand it. So I didn't keep any of it. I'm not even sure what happened to it. So I went dark. Well, life goes on, and then a few years later, I bumped into Bitcoin again, and I started noticing, and I paid more attention this time, and I was shitcoining at the beginning, but not for a long time. I guess I opened my eyes quickly, and so that's it.
And Pedro, right?
Only
Pedro Oliveira also joined us. So
hi everybody.
Tell us a bit about you.
Well, I just heard about Bitcoin in later 2015, and when I saw some publicity about that, I just thought it was a scam. Then I spent some years, and then into 2019, I bought my first piece of Bitcoin.
In which year? 2000 what?
19.
2019. So I guess you still got it cheap during the bear market.
Yeah, I got it at 9,000, and I bought a little bit in March 2020. It was really cheap then, and I've been hodling since.
Okay, so it's a recent experience then with Bitcoin. You never went through the 2017 bull cycle, like the first craziness that I saw when I got into Bitcoin. Hey, we also have Hugo Alexandre Cruz. That this time I did not make a mistake. I called him Hugo Alexandre Graça the last time. Sorry for that, man. Do you have your audio on? Can you hear us? I guess.
Audio on.
I guess. Yeah, okay. Now I can hear you.
Okay. Now I can hear you. Hi to all.
All good here, man. Thank God you joined, that we have some people right now to have a nice discussion. And you were here. You were the first one to be here, actually, because I saw you before the stream started. So
yeah, I joined in, but then it's a difficult Saturday today. I'm relaxing from yesterday's birthday party from a friend, so a little bit in the couch and watching this nice conversation. Nice to see you all. Not just in the Telegram groups and Twitters. It's.
I guess no one wants to show their faces. José is not showing his face, and Hugo is just showing a picture. So.
Yeah, it's the standard picture.
I'm not showing my face because I'm anonymous.
Well, you're anonymous. You have to put a picture with that. The mask. The what's Guy Fawkes mask. Yeah, you have to use. Someone has the YouTube sound very loud because we can hear it here. I guess it's Hugo. Hugo has the.
Maybe it's me. I'm going.
No, but you don't need to mute yourself. You just need to lower the sound on YouTube, because this is with a delay, and then we can hear everything back. So Hugo, tell us about your.
YouTube doesn't work. Maybe it's the TV. I'm on the TV.
You are what?
On the TV. I'm on the cell phone and with the TV. Maybe it's the TV sound. Going to lower it a little bit.
Yeah. Just lower it a bit because we can hear everything in the background. And then tell us a bit about your experience. When did you know about Bitcoin for the first time, and what happened? Did you buy it? Were you trying to see if that's a scam or something?
Yeah, I wrote the short story in the chat at YouTube, but it's like this. I'm in a university. I work there for a long time, and through all the students of technology, I've known it since 2017. But regarding the how can I say, the mistrust, maybe the mistrust or the lack of information, I thought I could just buy one unit of it and not Satoshi's. typical mistake, I guess.
So which year was that?
2017.
2017, what? Beginning of the year, the end of the year?
Maybe just before summer.
Oh, so that was nice because you still rode the first bull cycle then.
No, but I didn't bought it. I only bought it.
Oh, you didn't buy it
this year in April 15. So it was the worst time to buy it, because I started to study like 1 month ago. I started before April. I was starting to study the blockchain. There's a Princeton Ivy League course free at Coursera, and it's just the fundamentals of the blockchain and how the blocks work, etc. Not so much into programming, but to understand the whole structure of the blockchain. And before I finished the course, I decided to make my first entry at maybe like $63,000. It was.
That's bad, man.
And then it went down. We know the story from after the 14th of April. We know the story.
That's bad. You bought the top then.
I continue to buy.
It's not bad. It's wonderful. I'm glad you entered the Bitcoin space.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late, but I mean, for the first time that you ride a bull cycle and then a bear cycle, it's a bit scary. I guess it's a bit scary when you buy the top and then you see it go down like this. I remember many people in 2017, they also bought in December and January, and they were going crazy during 2018 and seeing the prices go to 3,000. But anyway, everyone, after this cycle, everyone is now in positive, so...
Yeah, exactly. I kept strong and continued to believe towards regarding the previous history. So I just kept strong and didn't sell anything and then just continued to buy all the way down.
Jose is a true maximalist, by the way. He already attacked me because I said, "Oh man, that was too late."
No, it's not an attack. It's not an. It's
no, I know. I was just making fun of that.
Just a few words of hope for Ugo. In 2017, I had some money available to buy the top, but I was afraid because I was afraid it was going to crash hard afterwards in December. And so I did the most stupid thing you can imagine. I bought fiat shit with money that should go into Bitcoin. I mean, I bought a new car. I was needing one, but
so you spent your money in a car instead of Bitcoin. Oh man!
Yes. I really needed one. I needed one for work, but if I had put that money into Bitcoin and bought the shitty car, I would have 5 times more Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly.
Of that amount I lost in the car than today.
In a nice car right now.
What?
In a nice car right now.
Well, it was a simple car. It was a new car. I already sold it, but I sold it for Bitcoin a few times later. But yeah, it's opportunity is lost, and the cost is more than buying the top and holding it.
Someone still has the volume very, very loud, so I don't know. Probably it's Jose or Ugo have their volume a bit louder than they should. But you don't need the volume from YouTube. You just need to hear it from Zoom.
It's not me.
Okay, so it should be Ugo, I guess. So Pedro just returned to the stream. So any funny stories you guys want to tell me? So we just heard about a car here and some more Bitcoin that could be bought and it wasn't. I guess someone else here wants to tell a story. Pedro, maybe you didn't speak too much so far.
Yeah, I'm not
I remember, by the way, just before you continue, I remember your picture from when you left. I saw the picture, and I remember that picture from the Telegram group or from being in this stream already in the past. So I guess I saw it in your avatar on YouTube or something like that.
Maybe on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe.
I have this on Telegram.
So, any funny stories, Pedro? Anything you wanna tell us about your experience with Bitcoin?
No, not. I don't have any stories. I just came here to say my history and not much more.
Okay, Ugo, any funny stories you had with Bitcoin in the past?
Not. I guess the funniest story. It's the whole story. it's entering in a bad zone of buying, but
bad timing. You mean?
You have to enter sometime.
Yeah, you have to enter anytime.
Maybe. So. Exactly. So, and then it's the whole course, learning, meeting new communities. That's interesting. Funny stories. I guess I haven't made any mistakes or changed keys or had any accident.
You didn't give your wallet to anyone on the street by mistake yet?
No. Luckily, everything has been right so far. I even bought the treasure in the beginning. Yeah.
I see Paulo trying to play the guitar there. Are we going to have some music?
Yeah, lefty. He is a lefty.
Just get interested.
So Paulo, play us something.
You don't want to listen to me. Trust me.
No, just curious because I had a band. Sorry.
Yeah? What do you play? Guitar?
Bass guitar. I played bass guitar in the 90s until the end of the 90s. So yeah, I made my life as a musician for almost 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're a professional. I'm just.
And he's also a photographer, if I read correctly.
Yeah. Actually, it's photography and video.
Yeah.
Recording, jury of international tourism festivals, etc. I can't stop, and I should be working also, as crypto geek is working. I guess I should be working also, but today I just need the rest and join.
Today's Sunday, man. We are celebrating.
Exactly.
Well, actually, I was listening you talking about funny stories. As funny stories goes, last week I learned the lesson is that you don't try to trade when you have to take your kid to school, because in the morning I got up and while my kid was getting dressed and I was waiting for him to take him to school, I opened a position, but I wanted to open the long, and I opened the short on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was going up, and I didn't see. So I went to take him to school. When I came back, I looked at it. Fuck! I was down already like 1,000 euros. So don't do trades when you are on the hurry.
Well, I would add to that advice the not Bitcoining while drunk or while not totally sober, and not sleepy. Don't Bitcoin at those times. Well, trading is it's just to each his own. Some of us trade, some of us don't. Some of us have a different view on it. But trading in a hurry is not a good it's not a good combination.
So I find it interesting because there's a lot of, if you like math and you like, if you like math, this is a good area. And I'm looking into trying to do bots for automated trading. I'm trying to program one, because one of the things that I see is there's a lot of stuff, a lot of strategies that don't work on the regular markets, because they have a lot of already safeguards in the market, but still work on these markets because the markets are like very new, and a lot of safeguards are not present. So there are a lot of arbitrage that this can be done here, and even like so the volatility lends itself to you making money on the market. I think it's a lot easier to make money here in this market as it is on the stock market, for example. So, and programming bots or strategies on these markets with this kind of volatility is, I think it's easier to make money, or at least that's my thesis. I'm trying to test it out. So I've been working on the bots that I'm going to try to implement some strategies. Just for fun. I will give it like, I don't know, some money and see what happens. I think it's like an interesting experiment.
Yeah, as an hobby, I believe it can be fruitful or how do you say it, rewarding. If you're really good with math, maybe you can make something that can be profitable in the long term.
I never really believed in automatic trading bots, because there are a lot of decisions that usually a human makes a lot better when you're trading than just a bot. But Maybe Paulo can explain, the main differences when you have a bot.
Well, that's even for simple things. Because, for example, a lot of times, if you have noticed that the market has a lot of flash crashes or flash, I call scam weeks, where the market drops a lot and then rebounds a lot. Right?
We just had one now.
Yeah, and you basically it cleans out your stop losses. Even if you were careful setting your stop losses, you get cleaned out without reason. And if you see on the platforms, there's not a way for you to define a stop loss that says, okay, I only want to trigger this stop loss if this level is maintained for example, at this time frame. Okay, a human will see, okay, this is a flash crash, and I probably don't want to get out of my position because I know that the market 90% of the time we're going to rebound to the levels where it was. Okay, but you can program a bot to do that. Okay, you can program a bot to move, so only trigger change, basically to unload your position if the market sustains that drop for a significant amount of time. And the other advantage is that if you don't put your stop losses in the platform, they don't know where your stop losses are. And I bet you they sell that information to bigger players that then go and do stop loss hunting. Right? So they basically know where your positions are, then they can force the market to go there and make money on you. So with the bot, you can do that type of things that the platforms don't let you.
How much money would you trust your bot to manage automatically? I mean, if you have, let's say you could start with a $1,000 account, for example.
Yeah, I will give it like $1,000 and see what's happened. But you can also backtest your bots. That's even TradingView. I'm thinking on taking a look into programming in Pine because there's already a lot of infrastructure baked into that. But you can on TradingView you can check your backtest your strategies with that, and basically take all of the data and see if your strategy would work or not, and what would happen. So okay, that's already baked into that. But I would trust a bot that I programmed to do like that type of operations, not to trade, for example, but not instead of putting stop losses to guard my positions and only dump them if I see the market is actual dumping and not a flash crash. Also, another thing that I noticed, especially on futures, sometimes you get ghost weeks, so the price drops like crazy and then rebounds, but very quickly. The other day, I had a stupid order to buy Bitcoin at 40 something, and it got triggered by a week that didn't even appear on Binance. It only appeared on Kraken.
Yeah, sometimes you have different purchases in different exchanges, and they don't immediately update the prices there.
But those like movements that last like, I don't know, 5 seconds and then they rebound. But if you have an order, it's going to get triggered.
Yeah, but you can have that also, and you don't need a bot for that. You can have your,
no.
If you have a lot of fiat in the exchange and you just put it in some kind of limit order, and it will trigger anyway. So.
Yeah, what I'm been doing right now is when I have money that I'm not moving, I put it like a stupid order to buy at, I don't know, at 20 or whatever. If it gets strict. Like instead of letting my money there.
And so Jose, well, where do you guys live? I guess Paulo is around Lisbon, right?
Yeah, Lisbon, yeah.
And Hugo probably too. And I don't know Jose where he lives. We didn't speak very much before this.
I live in, between Lisbon and Queen.
I don't want a street name. I don't want a street name. Just the area, just a region.
Man, you are a real believer. So
yeah, he really believes in
Bitcoin
privacy. That's good.
Yeah, you are in Bitcoin for the politics, not for the money. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because you...
No, not for the politics. I mean, I'm not politicizing it, but yeah, I'm in it for dethrowing the central banks, essentially.
Oh man, we are exactly fighting side by side on this.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everybody gets into it because they want to get rich, or they want to see number go up, but eventually that doesn't make sense anymore. So.
That's exactly what I think the most of shitcoiners are. It's people that want to make a quick buck, a quick profit, and they don't really care about, you know, the important things behind Bitcoin and why everything started. They don't even remember that when Satoshi started Bitcoin, this was because of the crisis of 2008, and the message on the first block, the block 0 that he mined. No one knows about that. They just want to make fast money, quick money, and that's it, and take a profit. And they don't realize that they will make a fast money, they will make a quick buck sometimes, but with hyperinflation, which is coming, they will lose all those bucks. So it's sometimes people don't see the future. They just see like 5 days in front of them, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I entered the space. I was when I looked into Bitcoin with the broader look and with a more attentive look. I wanted to maximize my money. I didn't want to put money in stupid shit, because fiat world is just stupid. The banks and the interest rates are just stupid. The return on investments on any financial asset you can get at a bank or something similar. I mean, bank accounts, insurances, you name it. It's all shit. It's all shit.
Yeah.
The return is next to nothing, and I was getting mad because money was losing value fast because of inflation and these shitty investments. And so I looked into Bitcoin, and
it's designed to take your net value away. Everything is designed to take your money away. The taxes, and it doesn't make any sense, because if you think about it, if governments or central banks can print all the money they want, then why charge taxes on people?
Exactly,
so it's completely stupid.
It's a vicious cycle. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle, and you can't make sense of it. And so once I went all in Bitcoin, and things started to make sense. I mean, things you took for granted for years or decades, they just don't make sense anymore. And you start to see it's all a scam. It's all a fucking scam. And everybody is winging it. Everybody is improvising, or everybody's trying to scam the other guy. Even or mostly from institutions, governments, banks, and whatever, you name it. They don't know what they're doing. And
hey man,
they're
we have
scamming us.
We have Tone Vase here. What an honor. Hey bud, how are you? I guess do you have your mic on? You're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, hey guys.
Hey,
yeah,
Tone.
I used to do these streams with like 50, 60 people, and like, I don't know, I'm just like, it's so hard to organize things that I kind of almost gave up.
Yeah, well, this is not your channel, man. We have just a few subs here, so not as big as yours, but be very welcome. I really like to have you here today. It's an important day, right?
Yeah, it is an important day. I did a stream a few hours ago, and I totally forgot to even mention it. But I mean, I knew the day was coming.
We were just discussing here the stories about each one on Bitcoin, and when we started on this how should I say it, on this path, So do you want to tell us a bit about your story? When did you first hear about Bitcoin and what you think about it? And, just start where you want, Just, this is very informal, so let's just have some fun.
I heard about it as early as as late as 2010, late 2010, early 2011, because I used to watch RT and Max Kaiser, and he was talking about how Bitcoin was needed to support WikiLeaks. And that discussion took place in the first half of 2011, and it was initially brought up in late 2010. So sometime in those 6 months between December 2010 and June 2011, when WikiLeaks eventually started accepting it, that's when I kept hearing about it. But I didn't take it seriously until the Cyprus incidents of April 2013.
Yeah. So when did you actually start? So I was just asking the same stuff to everyone. When did you actually started to buy Bitcoin then? In 2015 or 16 or something?
Yeah, it was around that time. I mean, I got a little bit in like the 2013 bubble, but in 2015 I ended up. I mean, I just went through this story on a different podcast. Like, I didn't have that much Bitcoin, almost at all, because in 2015 I ended up quitting my job and I had to support a physical business, and I also started trading. But I was trading traditional markets in my traditional portfolio, and I had no income, and I had to maintain my New York standard of living. So I didn't really fully get in, even though I was already speaking about Bitcoin. And but at that bear market time, I just thought it was very, very interesting. So my story is a little bit interesting, but I also don't like talking about it too much right now.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years, maybe on Bitcoin's 15th year anniversary.
That's just 2 years away from now, so it's not so distant. It's
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
This will be the 13th year in January now. So I guess you are the only one which is not Portuguese right now. We are all speaking English here because it's supposed to be an international channel, but everyone here is Portuguese except you. So you are in Dubai right now, right?
Yeah, I've been in Dubai most of this year, actually, because of freedom, and the West doesn't have it, and Dubai does, because they just want to lock you down and not allow you to leave the apartment with a mask on. It's out of control. So I didn't want to spend any time in countries that don't let you walk out the house.
So how is it in Dubai? Do you still have to do all those tests to come in and go out and stuff like that? Or is this much, much lighter?
It's a lot lighter. I mean, you still need a test to get in. There's no vaccine mandate anywhere. Pretty much, I mean, you kind of have to wear a mask if you are walking around the mall or you're walking around, most hotel lobbies. But in general, no one says anything. I've been walking around without a mask almost the entire time here, and no one has ever said anything. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I just came by to say hi. It's time got away from me a little bit, no worries. I wanted to join the channel. Everyone always wants to know my price prediction. I still think we're gonna break 100K.
So you still believe in 100K?
100K this year. What's up?
Don't be a bear tone. 100K, come on.
Yeah. And I wish I could stick around a little bit more, but Hugo, you've been a great friend in the space. Wanted to at least show my face.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know. Like the world is in a rough place right now, and I'm trying to make it better, but like it's crazy, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not very optimistic right now, but we'll see.
Yeah, me too. I've been a bit thinking about all this, and the world looks crazy right now. So anyway, Tone, if you have to go, you have to go. But let's do this some other day, just the two of us, and let's make it like a nice conversation in interview style or something, and then we can also analyze the markets together.
Yeah, that sounds great. We definitely should. Probably right after the financial summit here in Dubai, and I'll be back in the States. I'll be in a different time zone, but hey, I'll be in Malta. I'll be in Malta like 15th to the 22nd.
No.
If
Wait a second,
you're
let
in
me just-
Portugal, you guys have a lot of events there coming up. Actually, a bunch of people from Dubai are going. But see if you want to swing by Malta, if they let you out and in.
When is that going to happen in Malta?
Malta's tricky. Well, no. Malta is a different event. It's called AIBC in Malta. It's a big altcoin event, really. I'm just speaking there for Bitcoin. But if you can get into Malta, which is also tricky with COVID restrictions, but check it out. I will be in Malta 15 to about the 22nd.
15 this month or November?
November.
No, sorry, this month. Yes,
This month.
stupid. This is the end of the month already. So it's November. So it's like about in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I will try to check if we can do something for that. But any case,
and I'm dying to go to Portugal, so I'll probably be there next year, sometime.
Yeah, sure, and you'll be very, very welcome.
All right, guys, I gotta run. Thank you, and chat soon.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so we had Tone Vase for a few minutes. I'm sorry this was just so short, but I mean, he's in the middle of those conferences in Dubai, so I guess he's very busy now. Anyway, guys, anything you wanna discuss more?
Yeah, I mean, Tone Vase mentioned Max Kaiser. Max Kaiser he single-handedly converted a lot of people into Bitcoin. I mean, he was my main influence in the beginning. I went into the rabbit hole because of Max Kaiser.
I watch Max Kaiser every Sunday when he has the the micro dose during the week and then the full dose on weekends. I always watch their podcast, and I also watch Max Kaiser on RT when they do those Max Kaiser reports. So it's one of the funniest figures out there about Bitcoin. So you also, Jose, you also watch him all the time?
What?
I was asking if you also watch Max Kaiser all the time. You usually watch his channel?
Yeah. Yes. Now I'm mainly on Twitter, but I recently discovered Twitter about in 2018 or 2019. Before that, it was just a desert, man. It was Reddit, and I never liked Reddit, and it was a little funky, and information was scarce, and not many Portuguese Bitcoiners too, or at least at the time there wasn't many.
What about Ugo? Is Ugo still there, or is he sleeping already?
No, I'm here. I watched it all. Before Tone Vase jumped in, talking about the bank, and I must say the banking issues and the differences between the decentralized banking and currencies. And I totally relate with all of you regarding that sense that the banks they have their days counted in a way. They will have to adapt. Most probably they will all bring in BTC or other crypto assets, but mostly BTC, I guess it will be to their services. It's the only way I can see that they can survive.
Well,
it was just to wrap up before Tone Vase, because now we are going into the Max Kaisers and the others.
I like, from all the guys that are in the space, at least the ones that I follow or know, I especially like Michael Saylor. I think he's the guy that has the best structured arguments, the best strategy in place, or best thought out strategy. So I actually like his points. I think they are always clean, concise, and logic, and that appeals to me. And I subscribe to his strategy. Although he only invests in Bitcoin, But I think that he made a point that a lot of people didn't notice, is that they're saying that, okay, I'm investing in Bitcoin because I have money. So I'm a type of investor. And there's an interview where he qualifies.
Sorry, man. Sorry to interrupt. I don't really agree with your conception of Michael Saylor. I don't think he bought only Bitcoin because he has money. I guess he bought Bitcoin because he wants to preserve that money, which is completely different.
I didn't say that he only bought Bitcoin because he has money. I'm saying that he said that, okay, I'm investing in Bitcoin because I have money and I want to preserve money to the future.
Yeah.
So there's an interview where he explains the type of investor he is and what's the strategy that he's following. And I subscribe to everything he said there. I'm with him. Always everything. One of the key points that he made in that interview is that if you have an asset that is solid, that is the best quality asset that you have, you get into it and you retain it. You don't sell it, you don't move it, you get it, and you use that as leverage to do other things. So he was saying, if you want to buy a car, don't buy a car with your Bitcoin. Buy a car with the leverage that you can get against that Bitcoin. And that's the idea. That's exactly what I'm doing, because what I think the key thing in this market, the key revolution that many people miss out on is that what this Bitcoin and this crypto market is allowing us to do is a thing that only the rich could do before. That is collateralized loans, or get an asset and borrow against the asset that you are buying.
Yeah, and never selling the asset itself, because that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
So you can buy your Bitcoins, you can borrow money, borrow fiat, which is a shitcoin also. You can borrow it against your collateral, which is Bitcoin, and then if you have to pay like 6-7% interest a year, you can get it easily from Bitcoin, and you can pay that, and you can still have the fiat money. And that's amazing.
Yes.
So
it is, but borrowing against Bitcoin as collateral has some risks too. That should be relevant and should be told. I mean,
yeah, exactly. This is not financial advice, by the way, people. This is not financial advice.
In a bull market, it works wonderfully. I do it myself, but in a bear market, it's fucking risky.
No, exactly. But one thing you can be sure, if history can tell us something, is that if you keep your Bitcoin for at least 4 years, you will never lose money.
Yes, but
so if you are prepared to go through a bear market of 3-4 years, even having those borrowing money against your collateral, you know that in the end you will be able to repay everything.
Yeah, but not a lot of places borrow money with Bitcoin as collateral for a long time, or for that a long time.
Yeah, especially in Portugal. No, I mean, you have to. No, you always have to pay monthly your loans, of course, in any country, not just Portugal. But what you have to account for is that the amount of money you have to pay over those 4 years, you have to be able to cover it. Okay, so that's it.
Yes. Bitcoin is the solution. I mean, the safest way is this is not financial advice, but it is to contract a fiat loan and just ride it for as long as you can. 20-year loan.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best.
Why? I mean, sometimes.
If you can get it, but
go.
Need actual collateral for that, right?
The
bank will not accept your Bitcoin as collateral.
That's the key issue. It's not easy. You either have a house or something like that to give as collateral, or you're not going to make it. And still, it's not easy because they ask a bunch of papers and finances and tax. It's not easy, but it's doable. If you have real estate and you're not selling it for Bitcoin, which you should, you should lend it.
I don't know. Depends on your risk profile, but even on the exchange, you can get on margin accounts. You can get loans on yearly APIs of 16-17%, which is high, but it's nothing compared with the Bitcoin performance. So if you're putting that in Bitcoin, I don't care if I'm paying 17%. Bitcoin is making 30% a month. I don't care.
You were talking about risk evaluation or risk profile about real estate. I mean, if you do the math, you can't compare the Bitcoin long term against real estate. It's just incomparable. I mean, if it's not
performance is different.
First house, what?
It's not the same performance, but also it's not the same amount of risk, right? There's a completely safe.
Hey guys, we just have a visitor.
You can really argue that real estate it's actually riskier.
I don't know, man.
It is. Yeah, you just have to check the arguments for and against.
Hey man, look who's got in here. Coin Icarus from Simply Bitcoin. Welcome.
Hey, what's happening?
Oh, we're just celebrating Bitcoin Whitepaper Day.
Happy Bitcoin Whitepaper Day. It's pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah, great. It's nice to have you here today, man.
Hey, thank you for inviting me. This is cool.
Yeah, I'm inviting a bunch of people, and people have been joining in different timings. So, yeah. You just missed Stone Vase, by the way. He was here just a few minutes ago.
Cool, very cool.
And I also invited Nico, but I guess, it's not easy to get people on a Sunday.
No, and I know that we have a meeting at 3 and then we're recording later too, so.
Are you having any special? Are you having any special today?
No, no, we're just doing a typical, it's going to be a weekend recap episode. I mean, yeah, we're going to mention, of course, that, Bitcoin Whitepaper Day and everything like that. But, yeah, we've got plenty of the typical fails and news. There's always something happening, right? So
we'll have to do this just the two of us one day, some nice conversation like interview style or something like that, and with Nico probably. We have to get him back.
Oh man, I'd be honored.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'd be absolutely honored. That'd be cool.
So glad you jumped in. I was just making an argument about real estate being a shitcoin against Bitcoin.
Oh, nice. I'm sure. Are you getting hate for this?
Yeah. Well, not hate, but confusion.
I mean, look. Don't get me wrong, right? If we're gonna look at it, objectively, we can say that there's like a range of shitcoin, right? Like ranging of different quality of shitcoin. They're all crap, right? But there's varying degrees of crap, and real estate. I mean, look, while we're all on this earth, for the most part, it's a finite asset. But once we start to expand out into the universe, it's really not going to mean anything that you can own a whole bunch of land on Earth. So,
well,
one way to look at it.
Well, at least it's still a hedge against inflation, right?
It is. It is a hedge against inflation. The only problem with, one of the main issues with real estate is that you're, kind of like stocks, except a little bit more. You're more of a prisoner of it, right? You have to pay the taxes. It's a burdensome thing.
Yeah.
So
and it's confiscatable.
That too, right? The government can confiscate your land, and if I'm not mistaken, right, if you don't pay your taxes on it, they can confiscate your land.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, they can, and they can, and besides being confiscatable, the amount of time that takes from the owners, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
You either get someone to do the work for you, or you have to deal with tenants, with the appliances that break. With water leaking, with the plumbing.
Yeah, you have to maintain exploding. It all the time, so you also spend some money.
It's just absurd.
No, you're absolutely right. Like there's a, to your point, this is kind of one of the reasons. So before I ever got into Bitcoin, I was, buying equities, and one of my rules, which many people will disagree with for various reasons, I would stay away from companies like airlines. And stuff like that, because it costs a lot of money to make money with it. So you have to do, you have to do there's a high sunk cost. And I find with real estate, to your point, there can be a very high sunk cost with it. And you're still think about it, right? Can you really take it with you? It's kind of there, right? I mean, it's a plot of land.
Yeah.
So it's also not very transportable. So it is definitely, I mean, look, to me, everything besides Bitcoin is a shitcoin. But I would say that
real estate is the best shitcoin.
Yeah, exactly, right? It's the best shitcoin.
Yeah.
That's a funny one.
Yeah, exactly. It's ironic.
You should know that I've been saying this for some time in the channel already. I've been transforming all my real estate into Bitcoin since 2020. So I started to sell all my real estate, and now everything is transformed into Bitcoin already.
Well, I5, man.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same.
So I'm trying to sell everything I own that is confiscatable or not a hedge against the inflation, and I'm trying to transform everything into Bitcoin. That's my plan. It has been doing fine since middle 2020. I started. It was my first when I sold my first real estate, and I still have one more to sell, and that's it. And then everything, my net value is completely in Bitcoin. So I don't really care what happens. I don't care where I go. I can take my net value with me. Nothing is confiscatable, and it's always, a hedge against inflation. So I'm not worried about the future. Well, except for those, except for except for that disease that is circulating now there, that people are trying to restrain everyone at their homes and stuff like that. But I'm not going to mention the name because then I will be blocked from YouTube.
That which cannot be named.
Yeah, but, but the positive thing is you can take it with you too.
Right. I'm pretty close. Unfortunately, I still own my house. I am going to move. I still, to a certain extent, right? I still think that there's value in owning your home.
Mm-hmm. Owning your own home is not a shitcoin.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong though. It's like it's not a shitcoin just because renting is so much worse, right? Yeah. Like they just, at least here in the States, like when you rent, every year they try to jack up your rate. So every year there's an argument, right? Every year you sit there, you're getting the exact same service, or in some cases less services, but they're trying to charge you more.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, you kind of have to do it. It's like the lesser of two evils, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about the US, but here in Portugal you have some government rules that you have to comply with, and you cannot go above a certain level of percentage that you can increase the rents every year. So it's like something like 0.5% every year, or maybe 0.3% every year. So you cannot actually go after your tenants and get all their money every year like that. So, but I guess this is also a bit against the capitalist idea that the market should be free, because it's actually the government intervening in those situations.
Yeah.
So
and it's bad for the
landlord.
The landlord, because it's not beating inflation.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it's below inflation. So it's really bad.
Yeah.
So that's why I had a few real estate apartments in Lisbon, and I was renting them, and I just decided stop renting that. You don't make any money. Just sell the apartments, buy Bitcoin, and now the apartments are like 3 times or 4 times more than I had before. Yeah. So who cares about owning?
Stress-free, more money. So.
Oh yeah, and you don't have the problem with the tenants just headaches every day or every week. Just this is broken, this is this, and this is that. So
real estate as an investment is just a shitcoin.
So
that's my opinion.
So Phil, are you in Canada? So you are Canadian, right?
I'm Canadian, but I'm not in Canada.
Oh, you live in the United States then? Okay, so I didn't know that. Oh, okay. So
He's
what's
in exile.
I had to, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but fortunately, I had to relocate to take a position 13 years ago here. I was working for a U.S. company in Canada, and then to take a promotion, I had to move here. So, I was like, yeah, why not? Let's do this.
Well, looks cool. I've been to the United States many years ago, so I probably will have to go back and visit someday again. But anyway, I was asking you this because of the problems in Canada, because of that, disease that is going around. and it's really it's looking really crazy there.
Yeah, it is. My parents are still there. I talk to them, like multiple times a week, and it's, I mean, to them, like they're boomers, so they're retired. They pretty much just sit home anyways. So to them, it's just like it's scary what's going on around them, kind of thing. But I gotta say, I mean, I don't know if it's like this for. I'm sure it's not like this for everybody there, but they just seem to like. The news tells them this is how it's going to be, and my parents are just like, "Yep, that's how it is. This is how it's going to be. This is what we got to do." And like, just the narrative isn't being questioned. I'm sure that they are not the norm. I'm sure that there are plenty of people that are questioning the narrative, but it just kind of scares me. Like when I see that, like you kind of, I mean, sure, you're getting this information, but why are you getting this information? Who does this information benefit? This is the kind of questions that you have to ask. So, and my parents are just at that stage in their life where they do not ask those questions. Like,
yeah,
they just don't.
They can't. I mean, they will be questioning their whole lives.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Someone has the microphone with very loud sound behind it.
Pedro.
Okay, yeah, just removed it. Okay, so what's your strategy when, I mean, I believe Bitcoin is going up at least until the end of the year. We are possibly going really higher than these levels right now. What's your strategy, Phil? If you notice that the top is coming, like a blow-off top, something like that, what will you do? Will you hodl the Bitcoin through the bear market? Will you try to sell some, take some profits? What will you do then?
No, I'm not. So I mean, look, for I know everybody comes to Bitcoin with their own reasons and everything like that. And of course, the main reason, one of the main reasons besides censorship resistance is, of course, storing our value. No, for me, like the blow off top, like I don't really give a shit. I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear?
No, don't worry. This is very informal.
Okay.
We don't care.
Okay, I apologize, but like really, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. For me, it's about the long game. So, look, if we're gonna have a blow off top, I just get to stack it at cheaper prices once we start to dip back down. Like that's really it.
So your strategy is you will never sell any of your Bitcoins.
I really don't intend to sell any of my Bitcoin because I believe that we are growing the Bitcoin ecosystem. And I think that the trade into a shitcoin, is
risky.
I think it's kind of a bad trade. But again, everybody's here for different reasons, right? Like, there's a lot of people that come to Bitcoin and they're still fiat maximalists. They still totally believe in, the current system and, the governments, they can eventually get this right. But I just want to make profit. And this is the way they see profit. Like for me, I see profit as holding Bitcoin,
stacking more Bitcoin, right?
And at some point, I believe that we're going to meet somewhere in the middle in the ecosystem where more and more services are coming on board. And you can use services like Bit Refill. So if you really have to cash out into dirty fiat, you can do it without entirely getting completely dirty, right?
Yeah.
Like. You're still playing in the mud, but you can take a shower after. That's as far as that's really as far as I'm going. For me, when I came into this, I came into it with the medium of exchange, and I didn't realize really what the value proposition was with Bitcoin. So I can't even tell you how much significantly less Bitcoin I have today because I was such a fool back then. And for me, my only objective is to stack. So,
yeah.
At least to try to make up for those mistakes.
Lessons learned. I'm on the same boat, man. I'm not gonna sell a shit.
And we have to stack, and we have to stack the more we can before Michael Saylor buys it all.
Yeah. I always say it. This guy's stacking fields while we're stacking kernels. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, he thinks just like you. I watched an interview, Saylor interview, and when he said that the only way I would sell any of my Bitcoin is if there's a situation of life and death, or your kids are about to, need something health-wise or something like that, that's the only reason I would sell Bitcoin. Any other reason, it's not a valid reason. So
it's just not the right play. And people, and this is the other piece of it, right? We've never had an asset like this in history. Okay, we've never had an asset that has this many qualities and that we can actually fully take custody of.
Yeah.
So we don't really understand the larger implications of Bitcoin and what it's going to mean to us and what its true value is to society. Like right now we see this price, right? We're gonna have like 60K, and it seems massive, right? It seems huge. But if you really take a look at the strength of this technology and its qualities and what it means to us, or what we think it means to us right now, I think 60K is still a huge bargain.
Yeah.
Like it's a global currency. Anybody can opt in or out. We've never had an asset like this. So we're all valuing it wrong. Anyways.
And it's designed to be deflationary. So it will never go down. I mean, in the long run, it will always go up.
And this is the thing, right? Like people sit there and say, well, if it always goes up, then that means like everything's going to eventually be free, because what are you supposed to charge for something, right? Because essentially the Satoshi is worth so much, every item is worthless. I beg to differ. I think that what's going to happen is that by virtue of the strength of the money, it is going to force us to truly innovate. Like right now, if we take a look, I would say that to a certain extent, the innovation of the world is kind of stifled and is kind of held in check by the credit systems. I think that if we take a look at what was happening in the Renaissance, the amount of growth, the amount of philosophical, breakthroughs that we were making, stuff like that, that was because we had a hard, quote unquote, hard money, harder than we have today, right? Backed by gold. But now we have Bitcoin, which is better than gold. So what are we going to be able to create with that? And that's where I think like people are going to make, it's going to be higher quality services and a higher quality life.
Yeah. So what's your opinion on Jack Mallers and what he achieved in El Salvador and Nayib Bukele and he making fun of the IMF and all those things? Man, the man is a troll. Nayib Bukele is a troll.
He's, I am, like I'm proud to say he's a fellow Gen Xer. That's nice to see because a lot of people make fun of us and call us boomers. Okay, for some reason they
I'm
think
Gen
we're
X.
boomers.
I am Gen X also.
See?
Yeah.
It's nice, right? Like we're not boomers. Like trust me, we're the kids of boomers. We know the mistakes they made. We're their freaking kids. Okay, like we don't want part of that system. But anyways, I love what Jack is doing. I love what is happening with Lightning. This guy is totally destroying it, right? He is really owning the system. And of course, Nayib Bukele is a fantastic troll. And coming from a president, and let me just say, 420 Bitcoin, come on. 420, like that's a very significant number. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of funny coming from a president.
Are you talking about the 42?
No, I'm talking about 420 because that's the international smoking time for for pot and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of funny that like he has 420 and that's what he bragged about. Of all the
next
numbers,
stack is going to be 69 or something like that.
It's true.
Oh man. So Jose, do you want to ask anything on Phil and Paulo?
No, man. No, I actually Simply Bitcoin is one of the YouTube shows I usually see on a daily basis.
I watch it. I watch it every day.
The work he's doing with Nico is great, and I recommend this channel to all the noobs or all the no coiners I met every day or whenever I met them, and talk with them about Bitcoin. I just recommend Simply Bitcoin. The rest is for noobs. That's the best one.
Oh, yeah, man, I really appreciate that.
I'm sorry, Hugo, but it's true.
yeah, no worries. I mean, my channel, I know that Phil and Nico, they don't really go into trading. I mean, the analysis of the market and stuff like that. And this is something I actually do every other day in my channel. But today I decided not to do that because today is very important just to be doing some analysis. I don't really care about that. But I have this fundamental side I hodl a lot of my net value. I just trade 10% of my net value just to try to increase my hodl position. So it's a strategy I have. Everything is in cold storage, and I just use 10% to try to increase my sats. So I do trading mainly because of that, because I live out of this, so I don't have a job. I quit my job in 2017 to only dedicate myself to Bitcoin. So that's the way I live. I trade to try to increase my sats, and that's it. So that's why I have this analysis part of my channel. This is the trading part of me, but I also have a fundamental part of me that really believes in Bitcoin, all the freedom that will bring to the world and to the people, and against governments and corrupt banks, central banks, and Steve Hankies and people like that, you know.
You know what? I think you bring up a very good point, right? You do this full time. Okay, and that's a very important point about trading, right? Because a lot of people, they watch these technical analysis charts, right? They see the candles, this and that, and let's face it, to a seasoned trader or to a seasoned analyst or a person that has spent enough years looking at candle charts, you make it look easy. It does. It does look. It looks like it. Oh yeah, I can figure this out, and you can. Anybody can with enough time. But that's the key, right? There's a lot of weekend warriors that think that they're going to be able to trade in and out of Bitcoin and make these moves and increase their stack. And the truth is that to the noob, right? To the noob, I think that they're doing themselves a disservice, Whereas to somebody like you, that's really you're fully invested in this, you can build something. Now, it's not to say that a noob shouldn't get into it, but they should understand the work that it implies. Right?
The dynamics of the market.
To become proficient.
Yeah.
Sorry?
And the dynamics of the market are also important for you to understand how this goes. The 4-year cycles and, the blow-off tops and the bear markets and stuff like that. It's important because then you can navigate much easier if you know this, at least the basic stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
exactly.
I was... Sorry?
Oh, no, I said exactly.
Yeah. So, did you visit El Salvador already? I'm planning to go there someday.
I'd like to go there someday. I'd like to visit. But no. The furthest place I've gone in the last 2 years is Florida. That's the furthest place I've gone. So.
Oh man, serious?
That's a world apart. Florida, Jesus.
Keep in mind, I'm in that
universe.
Huh?
That's another universe.
It's 3 hours away from me, so.
Oh man, I have to go there. I've been wanting to go to El Salvador, and because of this craziness and the restrictions and all that stuff, I didn't do it yet. But I would really like to go and see what's happening there. Because one thing is when you just watch it, on YouTube videos and people talk about it, but you have to visit the Bitcoin beach and all that so that you really feel the feeling there, So I was planning to go there, but because of this restriction stuff in Europe and stuff like that, so I wasn't able to go. But anyway. So
one day.
Yeah, I guess this one day will get better and we'll be able to travel again without all this craziness. So I know that you have how should I call it? Someone very special, which is called what? Oh, Paulo has to go, I guess. Sorry for that, just the interruption. Okay, Paulo has to go. He sent me a message, no worries. Nice to have you here, Paulo. So you have this special interest in this person, which is Steve Hanke, man. I'm always trying to look for when you talk about him on Simply Bitcoin.
This guy just completely... It's so strange, right? It's so strange because he dumps on Bitcoin like crazy. So because he's a representative of the system that can't stand Bitcoin, right? That obviously Bitcoin makes these people look like fools. So he sits there and he dumps on Bitcoin, but then at the same time, okay, he dumps on how inflation is destroying the nation. And then at the same time, he goes and dumps on Nayib Bukele.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's so interesting because he tries to portray him as a dictator and then he bashes Bitcoin. So it's this insane hypocrisy that you realize that Bitcoin takes the money out of the government's control. This ruins the dictatorship. This does the complete opposite of what you're accusing him of. So I find it's very hypocritical and strange, and he triggers me. Like he absolutely triggers me. I feel that he is just like an agent of evil.
He triggers me too,
that's what
man.
it is. He's like this person that like they animate. You know what I mean? Every single time, you know, they decide. I don't even know who this they is. Just a faction of the U.S. government. I don't even know who it is. Right? It's like these faceless people, and they just animate him and say, "All right, Steve, you know, time to earn this, you know, this month's salary." You know, and then he goes out and he makes these awful tweets.
I wonder if
I noticed like oh sorry.
No worries. I wonder if this is real evil that he is, or if he's getting paid to do all this. You know, because you know so many things he says about Bitcoin and Bukele that are so easily debunked that he must be paid to do that because it's so stupid. No one believes that.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Like I you know, this kind of goes back to the whole, like everybody brings it up, I think, or a lot of people bring up, you know, the correlation between Bitcoin and the Matrix, you know, red pill, blue pill, all that good stuff. You know, this is one of those things where you do get to a certain point, I think, if you don't have enough creativity and imagination, it's not really going to make sense to you, and you're going to have a very difficult time grasping it. And I think that's true with most, you know, disruptive technologies that exist. And, you know, I kind of look at people like my parents, you know, who are in their 70s, and it's not to say that all people in their 70s are like that, but my parents in particular, they just, you know, to them, it doesn't make sense. Like, sure, you know, they quote unquote get the idea, but the government issues money. You know, this is just the way it works. And it's hilarious. Like, I'm like, no, guys, like, it doesn't have to be like that. It could be better. And I think that this goes back to the whole Steve Hanke thing. Like, he has so much invested in the system. I mean, imagine, man. Just imagine, right? You have this amazing, you know, parental figure that has done everything for you. It's made you incredibly successful. It's made you the envy of your friends. You know what I mean? Everyone knows you, you know, you get to have access to all of these, you know, this hierarchy in society. And think about it, right? You're supposed to sit there and go against that system now?
Yeah.
There's so much sunk cost. There's so much. You can't do it.
Some stuff only can be changed over generations. It's really hard to remove those ideas from people that were, you know, living like their lives entirely like that. You know, I still remember when I was a kid, you know, the goal was to buy your house, get married, buy your house, buy your car, and save a lot of money in the banks. That was the goal, you know. But today it's not the same anymore. So you guys know that, you know, buying a house, buying a car, having the happy family and saving money in the bank doesn't work. So
nope.
So it's completely different. The generation is completely different right now. And I guess the millennials and Gen Zs are making fun of Gen X, but they should actually they don't know the experience of being raised by boomers like we are, right? So if they knew the experience, they would know that, you know, how things are different right now, because they think it's not so different, but it's really different.
Yeah, it definitely is. And that's something that I remember, you know, watching my parents. My parents were business owners, and, you know, watching them and their experience, and then me getting out into the workforce and saying to myself, you know, I think that we were the first generation to realize that it was going to be much more difficult for us to create and accumulate what our parents did. You know, like I always remember this story that my father tells me is that, you know, him and his partner, right? So he makes teeth. He's a dental technician, okay, or a ceramist, right? So him and his partner, they finished dental school. They went out, they got an office. They started at the top floor in the building. Okay, and they went to see every single dentist. By the time they got to the bottom floor, they both had enough customers to create a full salary for themselves. That's one day of looking for customers. Okay, so anybody who's gone out and looked for customers these days understands how insane I sound, because you do not get an entire salary unless you are like the best salesman in the world. Okay, which most people aren't. That's just not happening for you. You are going to hustle. You're going to hustle for months. You're going to hustle for years.
Yeah.
Okay, before you can create a salary. It's insane. And you know, I started my own business, and I remember I figured, hey, you know what? I'm going to do what he did and see how this works out. Well, 6 months later, I was barely able to create a full salary for one person, let alone two people.
Yeah.
So, you know, and again, you know, sure, that it could be argued that it's, you know, a reflection of my skills. Absolutely, you know, that's part of it. But I think it's also, to a certain extent, a reflection of what's really going on out there. You know, like, it is not that easy. And I'm sure that I wasn't alone. So, anyways, that always kind of stuck with me, you know, and I think that we don't have that opportunity today. There isn't that much business out there. And the problem is that the money that we get, as we all know, is currently is always worth less and less. So we're essentially all running on that wheel that gets bigger and bigger.
I guess the image that we were used to have from the, you know, the 50s and 60s, I mean, I was born in 75, so I don't know this personally, but, you know, you see it in movies, then, you know, the wife stays at home and, you know, takes care of the kids, and the husband goes to work and brings the salary home every week or every month. It's, you know, how things changed from that perspective to what is happening now. And with one salary, you could raise a family and be very happily raised, right? And a medium class family with only one salary, and now you have two people working, the husband and the wife, and it's not enough. So you guys can see the difference from the 50s and 60s to what it's happening right now. It's completely crazy. And this is all because of inflation and because of corrupt governments and central banks. So they took away everything. You know, the happiness today is not even having kids or something like that. It's having a career, having a nice job with a nice salary because you need it to pay for your expenses. So the changes over these three generations is
something like that.
Yeah, it's completely crazy. Sorry, Jose, what did you say?
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No worries. I just finished.
I was saying happiness now is an account on Metaverse.
That's right. Live in the box, eat the sludge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And live in the metaverse where and it's interesting, you know what? Jose brings up a great point. That is the perfect scam derivative life. Right? Nothing actually exists. It costs nothing or virtually nothing to create anything there. Right? Zero proof of work. Stuff just exists. And you pay for it out of your time.
Yeah.
Once again, you know, robbed. Giving something finite for something infinite. It's such a nasty trick.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's don't get me wrong, but we've all been hoodwinked. I mean, so many of us have been fooled. You know, and now we all sound like insane people, right? Like when you go and explain this, you know, people sit there and they look at you and they think you're just completely nuts. And that's perfectly fine. You know what? That's it. It was never, let me tell you, it was never the sheep in society that were going to push things forward, right? It's the sheep that create the base. It's different. No, and don't get, I don't mean that in a bad way, right? But they're essentially the people that form behind the ideas. Right? They are not the formers of ideas. They are simply the ones that once the ideas have been formed and there's enough of a snowball, they get behind it. So
it's exactly,
takes a while to get the sheep.
It's exactly what they have been saying. You will own nothing and be happy. That's the metaverse. That's the metaverse, right? It's all virtual.
That is exactly.
You don't even need to go out your home. You can stay home all day, do nothing, and just live like that. And you don't need to own or a house or a car or anything because you don't need it. And you'll be happy. And the less you own, the happier you will be, I guess. So, you know, these guys are trying to end civilization as we know it.
You know what? I completely agree. And it's interesting though, right? They, you know, I guess we'd say they're ending civilization as we know it, but at the same time, they're trying to build up this new civilization that has much higher degrees of control. Why would you even want to keep people around? So this is where I get into that whole idea where, you know, like, is it all just like, it's not one small group that's controlling everything. I think it's multiple small groups all battling it out. That's what I really think. They're battling it out, you know, and that's why you have all these diverging forces. I don't know.
And then
interesting gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. I have faith in Bitcoiners and Bitcoin standard going on in the next few years, but it will be a difficult transition. I mean, the next 10 years will be crazy, man. I think they will be crazy. I mean, Nico, I think Nico made a tweet today about something about that. I'm not sure exactly what it is anymore because it's just too much information for only one mind. I'm not the metaverse, but yeah, there's difficult times ahead. I think.
But then in 2008, Satoshi appeared.
Yeah,
and...
but still, we are far and few, man. There's a lot of people that need Bitcoin hard, and they're not getting it, and they're not hearing about it, and they're not saving, they're not into it. And it's never late, but there will be difficult times for them in the near future.
I didn't want to say anything, but I guess Phil knows who Satoshi is.
What? Never.
Man, I hope no one ever finds out who Satoshi is, because if that happens, you know that Bitcoin will devalue a lot, right?
You know what? That brings up an interesting.
Sorry, Hugo, you have your volume is very, very loud.
Sorry. Turning off TV sound. What I was thinking is what kind of strategies can you use to people that are more skeptical to get inside of crypto and BTC? How can we
convince
them, or different ways to tell them that this can be a good thing, this can be future, this can lead to financial freedom, and all of the other things that have been discussing here, that they cannot be confiscated, that they can have more value. Different ways because there are a lot of skepticism regarding people. It's not safe. Oh, it's too much trouble. It's too complex to use it. There are a lot of different ways to be in BTC or crypto, as an investor, as a long-term investor, as a trader, a daily trader, etc. But there are many doubts among people.
They will just have to do the work.
One of the things that I would like to do, it was to try to make all my family, including my mother, because I just recently lost my father, to have some.
I don't know. Anyone wants to?
My condolences, man.
Yeah, my condolences too. Anyone? Phil, you want to go ahead and answer?
So I think it's, you know what, it's a great question, and it's one that we actually get pretty often, and it's something that I think, I don't know, I wouldn't say that a lot of Bitcoiners necessarily struggle with it, but it's always very difficult to assume where a person is at so that you could speak at their level. Like, that's something that, I'm originally a support technician. So one of the things that you learn when you're supporting people in technology is that you can't assume what they know or what they don't know. And so when you're providing instructions, you have to explain it to them as though they don't know, but you have to do it in a way that doesn't offend them. Because people don't like to feel stupid, right? When people feel stupid, most of the time they shut down, and that's perfectly natural, right? Somebody else makes you feel stupid, you don't really want to be around that. So my point is that meeting somebody where they are and then figuring out what is important to them so that you can frame Bitcoin in a way to them that resonates with them, that's the challenge. The thing is that we're kind of lucky because money resonates with everyone. Unfortunately, regardless of whether you like money or you hate money, you like value or hate value, like time or hate time, guess what? While we're here, we're all losing time, okay? While we're here, unfortunately, money is required. So you could either get really good at understanding it or kind of get swayed by its waves, right? Get pushed around by it. So I think that, it's kind of, I don't think it's that difficult. But the challenge is, for me anyways, is to stop a person from making a terrible mistake.
I guess
that I find is the trouble, because almost every time you explain Bitcoin to somebody, which is terrible, they come back to you with some bullshit about a shitcoin. So
it's always the same shit, man.
Because it's cheaper, because you know how it goes. It's the unit bias, the technology parade. Oh, this thing has faster transaction, and then you have to sit there, you have to start explaining it all to them, and boom, now you have 5 years of rabbit hole that you have to dump into this person's head and expect that they're going to understand it all, which they won't. Which is why Rect is the only teacher.
Yeah,
it's like, what? I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll just lose your shirt, and then we'll talk.
Don't you hate the argument that you cannot buy a whole Bitcoin?
It's the worst.
That's fun.
Oh, sorry, Hugo.
Trying to explain to someone that you can actually buy 0.01 or 0.001 Bitcoin, and they don't really understand what's going on there. So, but I guess one of the biggest barriers to people. Sorry, Hugo, you have to lower your volume a bit, because one of the biggest barriers is the technological one, because it's not so easy for people, our parents, to understand how this works, to install a wallet, and the things we do normally, because we grew up with computers, but they are not so proficient doing that, and they don't know how to install wallets, and then they don't trust this will be safe and stuff like that. So that technological barrier is a bit difficult to overcome, to convince people. And the biggest net value, it's still with boomers. So the big transfer will occur, but it's still, the biggest amount of money in the world is still with the boomers. But in a few years, this will change and go on to the millennials and Gen X. But in any case, they have the money now, but they don't know how to use Bitcoin. So it's a big problem.
And I think that, to your point, they're also a good portion of them, I think, are more likely to use centralized services, right? They're most likely to use custodians, because that is the brainwashing, right? That is what we have learned, is that institutions take on the risk, so we don't have to. Not explaining that institutions create the risk and the system itself is already risk inherent. That we're going to leave that out of it, right? We're just going to remind everyone that we're a trusted third party, and we're going to take this risk on for you and the responsibility. So it's very difficult, again, to undo that.
And all our products are designed to take your money away. Right? So it's crazy. It's crazy.
The risk and volatility, I guess it's the hardest step to overcome, to tell people that they are subject to risk and this
the volatility. I guess the volatility is also a bit scary for people older than we are. I mean, our parents and their generation. I guess they don't, they are used to the markets and seeing like a stock going up in a year like 7%, 10%. When they see Bitcoin go down in one day 50%, I guess it's a bit scary, right? So
I think you bring up a good point. That and of course I believe that everybody here knows that that is part of the emergent technology, right? Like as it, as Bitcoin matures, right? The beginning is, you see extremely high levels of volatility, and as it matures and gains adoption, the volatility starts to go away. But the problem is that the system has, the banking system has, I would say, created this illusion that puts everybody into this lull that, look, it's not stable. Like, how do you think your investments work? You think they work because they stay at the same price all the time?
Yeah.
You think that's how it works? It's it is this complete nonsense that people do, these mental gymnastics to essentially convince themselves out of Bitcoin. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. So, hey, you know what? When people give me the volatility argument, I don't even listen to the whole thing. I just tell them volatility creates opportunity. If you don't understand that's not my problem. I don't have time. Like, for real. I don't really care. When somebody said that to me once upon a time, I was like, fair point. That's true. Like, I'm sorry, like you either get it or you don't, and that is the truth of it, you know? So, and if you don't get it, you're gonna get wrecked, and that's it. And then maybe you come to Bitcoin a little more humble.
If you don't get it, I don't have the time to try to convince you, sorry.
Famously said, right?
Yeah, exactly.
True.
And then you've tried to explain, for example, that it's not Bitcoin that it's volatile, it's the dollar. But they don't get it also. So it's impossible for them to turn the chart upside down and see, no, it's not actually Bitcoin which is volatile, it's the dollar that fluctuates very, very much, right? But they will not get that.
Shitcoiners comparing their shitcoins with fiat money instead of Bitcoin. If they compare it to Bitcoin, they're not at all-time highs, and they're not making any profits. But whatever.
Oh, the only way to get those shitcoiners to stop being shitcoiners is to get all their money wrecked. And you're muted, Phil. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I was just talking to my wife.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta get going.
Yeah,
I apologize. I have a meeting.
I also have to wrap up here because it's been 3 hours of live stream already. So this is getting crazy.
Oh.
Hey man, Phil, it was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation, and I hope we can do it again sometime soon. Maybe you and Nico together the next time.
I would love to, and thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Thank
worries.
You guys.
No
it's
worries.
Cool to chat with you.
Yeah, it's good chatting with you too. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
See you.
Oh man, finally Ugo with the cat. And Jesus, I've been sitting here for 3 hours already for this live stream. What a crazy day. And finally you I guess you are muted. Ooh.
Sorry, but I need to lower the TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it was a nice talk. Nice Sunday evening.
Yeah, very nice. In fact, I was not expecting them to. I was not expecting Tone Vase to show up and Phil from Simply Bitcoin.
It was good.
I've been talking to those guys a long time already in Twitter, and I also interviewed Nico before, and I have been talking to Tone since I don't even know already more than a year. And I was in his stream, so sometimes I just invite those guys here, but it's not easy because it's not such a big channel and we don't have so many subs. But in any case, it was really nice of Phil to show up and Tone Vase also. I was also expecting Ugly Old Goat to show up, but I guess he didn't get them. And besides this, it's like 7-8 hours difference from where Ugly Old Goat is now to our time zone in Portugal. So I guess it's very early there. In any case, it was really nice, man, to have you guys here. Hey, Jose, nice to meet you. I didn't know I had a fellow toxic maximalist also in Portugal. I thought I was the only one.
Nah, man, it's a lonely place. It's a lonely place outside of Twitter.
Yeah, sometimes I feel lonely to be a toxic maximalist.
Yeah, everybody thinks you're crazy.
Every time I go to Hard Fork Cafe or I go to their Telegram group, I feel alone when everyone jumps on me and tries to attack me. But I see now I have a fellow maximalist here also. That's nice to know.
I can't stand shitcoins and the way they wreck people. I can't stand it. It's not morally sound. It's not ethically correct. So I just like to dump them and shit post against those people on Twitter.
So I guess people are not people are really enjoying. I have a lot of messages on the chat, but they were not brave enough to join the Zoom session here with you guys, I guess. And Pedro,
some people are shy.
Yeah, people are shy, and you also didn't want to show your face. But anyway, it's private. Everyone has the right to not show their face.
That's not because I'm shy. That's because I'm.
It's a privacy thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a privacy thing.
Yeah, no worries. I totally understand that. But I'm happy that Hugo at least showed his face and we can see him and his cat. His cat is over there also. So, and Pedro is very quiet. He's not talking. He's been just listening all this time.
Can I say something to Hugo?
Yeah.
To Hugo, not you, the other Hugo.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
Hugo, just carry on. I'm sorry about your loss, about your father. My condolences. The thing I can say to you, and the best thing you can do to your mom, to help your mom and help yourself, is get yourself in Bitcoin train. Just learn the most you can.
Yeah.
Stay away from shitcoins. Don't shitcoin. Don't get those. Don't give those people space because it will get you wrecked hard. Just stay away from it.
I also can say a word about that because I also.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. I Hugo, just want to say something to you also. I already lost both of my parents. So I don't have any parents anymore. So my father died in 2009 and my mother recently in 2017. And that's what made me take the decision to come back from Ireland where I was. I was working in Ireland. I was a manager of a team developing software. And that's when I decided, after knowing Bitcoin already for some time, I decided I don't want this anymore. I'm going back to Portugal. I was still able to be 1 month and something with my mother because she had cancer. And she died then in June and I was here already. So I was happy for that. And then this was the turning point in my life, I guess, when I decided that I would go 100% Bitcoin and try to make my life like this and not working for anyone else from that point to the future. So I know it's hard. It was hard for me also. I don't have any parents anymore, but my condolences also to you, and I hope everything turns out okay with your life. And someday we will see you. I will see you in Lisbon. When I go to Lisbon, we should have a meeting there with everyone and try to have a few beers and have fun. Yeah. I guess you are muted. You are muted right now.
Exactly. That's precisely what we have to do. Maybe in December, I hope. On the top of the cycle, maybe we can all.
I am thinking about that dinner in near Porto in the north. That they are organizing some kind of dinner there I don't know.
Okay.
In Gaia, Vila Nova de Gaia, around the 20th of November. So I don't know if I'm going or not, but probably I will because I want to to get to know the people personally, and it's nice to see you, to see everyone there. So I don't know if you are going or not, or if you know about this dinner, but if you don't,
no.
Yeah, I guess people are discussing this on Telegram, on the Goku and Faishka group.
Okay, I'm not there.
Okay. So anyway, if there are any opportunity that I'm going to Lisbon, I will of course talk to everyone in Telegram and say, "Hey, I'm here, guys. Let's have a drink," and
exactly.
And let's meet in person because it's really cool to meet everyone in person. After all this restriction that we had all this time for almost 2 years already, it's crazy that we don't see each other anymore and people stay home all the time. Okay, guys, so I guess we will wrap up. Any final thoughts you want to share? Anything you want to say, Hugo or Jose or Pedro? Pedro is still here, but he's not talking. So I don't know.
Hugo, it's Pedro here.
Oh, Pedro.
I've been listening, but I'm total new, and I'm really starting on the crypto since this summer, so I don't have anything yet to add. I'm just very interested on listening. I'm in the phase of learning.
No worries, man. No worries. At least you joined the Zoom session, which many of the people there on the chat were not able to do because I guess they were just ashamed of being online here and live stream. But I'm glad you did, and I hope you learn a lot from the videos and from other people also. I hope you follow Tonevase and Simply Bitcoin and all those guys because they know what they're talking about. And I'm sure that soon you will know a lot about this.
I'm sure, with your help, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, and join the Telegram group, by the way. Join the Telegram group if you want to ask anything.
I am there.
Okay, that's cool. Anytime you want to ask anything, I will be there. And if I'm there at that moment, I will answer immediately. If not, I will just answer as soon as possible. So any questions you have, just write them down there on the Telegram group, and everyone will help you. And José, any last thoughts about this celebration day?
No, all I have to say is, well, it's time to celebrate, time to stack some more, time to learn more for the new people, and that's it. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin, and the dollar is very volatile.
And the euro too.
Yeah, and the euro too. Yeah, exactly. Are you in the Telegram group, José?
No, actually, I'm not.
You should join. You should join. We should talk more because sometimes I feel lonely as a maximalist.
I'll have to check it out. My Telegram is a confusion, man. It's just I need a secretary to manage my Telegram because it's Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, if you want to join, the Telegram group, it's just going down there on the ticker right now. I guess I can put it on the. Sorry, let me just.
That's why I'm not in many groups. Otherwise, it can be chaotic to follow all groups, all the info. It's
yeah,
just
but you
too
can. But you can mute the groups if you don't want all the notifications all the time. You can mute them. Yeah.
Also, yeah, so. You can be there and mute it. Yeah, that's right.
So, okay, so for you guys, so the top Twitter account is my personal account. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, is the first link on top here. The one in the middle is, I'm showing this on screen. I don't know if you guys are seeing it or not, but you can just rewind and see it later. So the one in the middle is the channel's Twitter account, and the last one is the Telegram group. So for José, if you want to join the Telegram group, it's here. It's very simple, t.me/FU money, and you will join the group, and we can discuss many things together.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to join the group, it's the time now. It's https://t.me/FU money. It's really simple URL, and it will take you to a page where you click a button and you join the group automatically. So this was really fun today to have us live stream. I guess this was the longest live stream I had so far. Yeah, I never had a live stream more than 3 hours. That's crazy. My butt is hurting already from being here sitting. Okay, so let me just remove the message from here. So guys, it was so nice to have you guys here, and Paulo that had to leave already, and that crazy guy that also joined and was just messing with us early in the session. Everyone was really welcome, and I wish you all a very nice Bitcoin white paper day, and I hope you enjoyed being here. And I will probably take this format to the Portuguese channel. I want to have this also in the Portuguese channel and have people discussing in Portuguese, not just in English. But as today, as I explained in the beginning, as today I was expecting to have some international guests like Tone Vase and Phil and Ugly Old Goat, Ugly Old Goat could not come, I'm sure, but he will text me later on Telegram. But at least we had Tone Vase for some time. We had Phil from Simply Bitcoin for a long time, and he was a very, very nice guy to show up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I also want to thank Paulo for being here at almost the entire hour. The first hour of the stream was only Paulo and me on Zoom, and finally we convinced some more people to join, and I'm glad you guys did because it was fun, and probably next time we'll have much more people here to have a nice discussion. So Hugo, thank you very much for joining here, and José also. If you guys want to join the Telegram group, we can discuss more and talk to each other there, and you can also private message me if you want. And thank you very much for being here, and also to all of you guys that were here for 3 hours watching this, and you didn't fall asleep. So congratulations also to you for not falling asleep all this time and for celebrating the Bitcoin White Paper Day, the October 31st of 2008, when Satoshi Nakamoto published the white paper for Bitcoin, and 3 months just after that, in January 2009. He mined the block 0 of the blockchain and everything started. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and gently touch the like button as usual. Subscribe to the channel so you guys can see more streams like this, and also share it with your friends. Don't forget the notification bell, and to get notified every time I go live or I upload a video. And thank you all for coming today. We will end here, and thank you guys. Also, Hugo and Jose are still the ones here on Zoom. And okay, you want to say goodbye, guys?
Nah, nothing to say. Everything has been said.
Okay, thank you both. See you next time. And I'm sure that in January 3rd, it will be another nice way to celebrate when the first block was mined. The 3rd of January 2009. And this will be really soon, in just a few months. Okay, guys, see you again, I guess, tomorrow in my regular live streams. And have a rest of a nice weekend, okay? So bye-bye to you all.